Bunny, ZOUN, DVP. ZOUN got to be the favorite, right? Coming into this.
That's what one would say, but Bunny is someone that is always there taking names. I feel like Bunny is very good at winning games he shouldn't be winning. I feel like Zound doesn't have that skill the same, you know? To the same level.
It's a fast statement. I like that. Zound's just very good though. Like he doesn't win games he's not meant to be winning because he's actually just meant to win a lot of them anyway, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zound's been really impressive the last 3 months, so we'll see what he's gonna bring out today as well as we get ourselves into first best of 3. Go here for the best of 3s. You know, I can't believe this though. The other day you remember we had that great day of games and then you left for the last series, and then the last series was, well, it didn't completely suck, but it started off absolutely sucking. I was like, you just knew when to dip, man.
Yeah.
You're out of here at the right time.
I could smell it already. And it should have been a good series too, because it was Rogue versus Cure.
It turned into a good series. The first 2 games just sucked, that's all.
Ah, okay.
And game 3 was a banger, then I actually had to leave. I didn't even get to see game 4.
Jesus.
That's
awful. Oh, what the hell is Zound doing with this rope? This one is hiding in a weird location that it almost feels like a proxy.
Yeah.
Or maybe just... What is this?
It's not somewhere you typically send it to, right? And it's not exactly close to the base to go and rescout or something. He was just chilling on the bottom
Maybe he forgot where he spawned?
He's like, this is the 3-player map, right?
You know, I was... Last Fantasy, there's some issues with the mining, right?
Yeah, the top left.
Yeah. Did you also know that every wall on that map is different?
Every wall?
Yeah.
Really?
So every spawn has a different walling system. Yeah. It's not a symmetrical map at all.
This might be the worst 3-player map I've ever seen. I'm sorry, I hate it.
Is it really that bad to have maps be non-symmetrical? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah.
It's a question I put out there.
Yeah, I mean, I just think there's actually been some okay-ish 3-player maps that have come up and been shot down for being 3 players, and for this to be the one that finally got put onto the ladder, I was like, I can't believe it.
Yeah, it gives the good 3-player maps a bad name, you know? Guilt by really association.
Does.
Yeah.
It's the wrong example to set.
Yeah, it really does set the wrong example. So Zound opens up with the hallucination into Blink build. Meanwhile, Bunny is going for what seems to me like a bit of a cyclone drop.
Yeah. Gets that meta back up and we'll have the chance to get across the map. Obviously, Hallucination has been keeping tabs on everything that's been building, so Zound has good info. He sees the units that are out. He should have a good read on what is coming his way. But this Cyclone drop has, a lot of malleability. It can move around, it can hit different positions, it doesn't have to commit in. He keeps a lot of units at home for a while, just until that blink is done. He just keeps tabs on the Protoss for the, the next 40 seconds or so.
Yeah, behind all of this, Bunny is actually heading into fast stim, relatively quick combat. I'm not sure if he's forgetting about the engineering bay or if he just wants to get it a little bit later. It feels like his first push is going to hit really freaking hard, but without a +1 attack upgrade. Hasn't taken any extra gases yet either, and we're actually getting some cuts on workers now too. So to me, this feels like a hard-hitting tank, stim, single or double medevac push. Like this is not your average macro game builder, let me tell you.
No, he's got the near future in his mind, and that stim pack is halfway done. That is exactly when he will be wanting to hit. Hallucination trying to get in again is going to get denied, so we will see Zound not quite picking up as much info there as the storm comes up, and charge is on the way too, but will that be in time?
This is a serious attack. Look at that. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 SCVs are being pulled off the line. Double tanks in the medevacs. Marines are gonna be having stim. Stalkers try to move across the map, but you have a Cyclone and those 2 tanks. SCVs actually start mining from the wrong base now. It's like, wait, what the hell's going on over here? We'll need to go towards the push as Bunny, 43 workers to 49, but his army supply is 40 against a 16. No charge, no storm, no units except for 6 Stalkers and a Templar that can't do anything. I don't really see a way for Zound to hold this.
No, this looks miserable. He is going to have to just wait on Storm, which is never fun. Obviously, that might be able to come up because we're going to focus on the 3rd base here initially. The Stalker is set up to blink on top of the tanks, but he wants to be careful. I like that. He pulls a few units back towards the tanks already as well, and he's gathering his units in the middle, so he's not running them in one by one into the Stalkers that are setting up to be annoying right now. So Bunny actually handling this very well. As he has stim, he can now actually fight the Stalkers that are over here, and Zound's not realizing it. 2 Stalkers down already, moving some Marines into position to flank as well, and there's no good way out, so Zound Stalkers are just dying. And ZOUN just didn't even touch those things as he's just worried about his natural, but to give up on the Stalkers like that, kind of crazy.
Yeah, kind of a crazy move. There is a Templar with maximum energy right now, so can cast 2 Storms. Even if both Storms hit like 6 Marines each, I still don't really see a way for Zound to break this, as the tank count is just too high. There's nothing to kill the tanks here. SCVs can always repair. We have an extra Templar now coming in as well, but no energy recharge is available. First Storm is going to hit 2.5 Marines, which are going to get picked up and just healed back up to life. That means we now have just a single Storm remaining. It is going to clear 2 out of those 3 Marines from earlier, and the medevac falls pretty low too, but overall we're 4 tanks, 3 bunkers, and like 18 Marines knocking on the Nexus door, and ZOUN is gonna tap out at a fast GG as Bunny wins game number 1 within 7 minutes.
A deadly build. I think he actually managed to really deny the hallucination scout at like the right time. You know, like he stopped the hallucination.
Oh, that 4 Marine Cyclone deny?
Yeah. Just really when it maybe could have given ZOUN like that a little bit more of a heads up, he'd never got it. And then just wasn't prepped at all for this attack coming in. He's in the replay right now. He does not like what happened to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I would also be watching the... This was a build that I haven't seen before executed quite like this. And it seemed very freaking strong. Like, really quick stim. Very good timing. This is what you call an easy AI build order, you know? Like, the execution against a pro is the same as it would be against the easy AI because there's no real interactions in the early game. Like, it's not like he's trying to deal damage with the Cyclone drop. All he does is he fake flies across the map, and then he flies back home to deny a scout, and then he attacks at the same timing he would against the easy AI. It's one of my favorite type of build orders to do, because it is so simple to execute. Like, if you're nervous, like, you can always play against the easy AI. And then all you need to do is make sure that you don't completely mess up. And it looked freaking strong. ZOUN here, without the charge, without the storm ready, getting blasted. And it's funny because he went 4 gas before third base. Usually those builds are supposed to be very safe against SCV pools, but Bunny hit so freaking tight that it didn't even matter.
Didn't even matter. In the top right-hand side, ZOUN is going to be down a game, and my favorite pick for this series is obviously not looking good after that first one, but the kind of game you can somewhat put behind you a little bit and say, well, sharpen up those defenses, try and get that better scout. Maybe we can look better against Bunny in game 2, as Bunny's in the bottom left.
Oh, well, his main base is in the bottom left, Wardy.
His main base only.
Yeah. The rest of his infrastructure seemingly is going to get placed closer to ZOUN's base. Is this a... This is a Reaper. What is this? Oh, he's going to do the float.
He's going to do the float.
This is the float.
Yeah, he did this a couple times recently, no?
I think so. He did it on Incorporeal against someone. I saw him do this.
Yeah, he did it twice actually. On it was in this tournament. It was in the first group stage.
Against Creator, he did it.
Yeah,
and Creator scouted the sides, so that meant that he had seen Bunny do it before, probably on that particular map.
Yeah, but he also did it to Shameless, and Shameless did not get the scout. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Creator won within 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I think. Let's see how... Oh, ZOUN. You're in a world of trouble, buddy. If you don't scout this, and you're not scouting at all, I don't think there's actually a way of beating this. I mean, if you're not scouting and you're doing Proxy 2-Rex Marauder in general, usually you die as the Protoss player, unless you figure out that there's Rexes around, and there are some responses you can go for, but ZOUN right now with the 19 Nexus, 19 core, that does mean that his first unit is going to be 3.5 seconds faster. That barrack seems awfully far forward, by the way. Holy crap. That is literally like the 1 pixel. You see that?
Yeah. That's such a brave place to land it, but it's going to work. The tech labs are coming up, and ZOUN currently has no intentions of checking his main base, so...
I guess he builds it there in case there is a Reaper wall, because then this is still barely out of range. Yeah.
Makes sense. So maybe perfect position.
Truly. Cybercore also doesn't reveal. Holy crap. I thought that might have actually revealed it, but look how close. It's literally a single site hex out of range. On all sides, all 3 sides. That is legit. That is insane. That is crazy. Well, that Stalker, if it moves to the bottom... Yeah, it sees it. It sees it. Okay. That is bad news, I think. You can just build a battery and then pool workers now, because the Marauders can't go anywhere. And there is no concussion.
But they can tuck in the corner for a little bit.
Yeah. But you can... How many workers do you think you can lose? Like 8 is probably fine, right? As long as you don't lose your Stalkers, you should be okay. Here comes the next Marauder. It's not gonna get it. It's not gonna get it.
No. Back because the shells right now hurting as that Stalker needs to regen. The shield battery nearly done, so that will stay alive. They're going to be seeing a few more probes going down. Next Marauder comes out. One Marauder just stood there still for a moment or two. That Marauder moves away from the choke point, so it's going to be in the open. 8 probes go down. So far, ZOUN is going to begin fighting the tech lab, but now batteries are up in reach as well, and this next Marauder is in trouble.
Look, I like the thought of this build, but the more I see it, the worse I think it actually is. No?
I mean, this should have... I mean, this was like the latest possible scout, apart from not seeing it until it hits, right? So if that's what you're relying on, and it still doesn't work...
This is actually just the best case scenario. Like, realistically, the best case scenario where you don't just straight up win. Like, the best case scenario is that ZOUN gets like a heart attack at minute 2. And this would be the second best case scenario when it comes to the response out of the toss. Like, wild stuff. Absolutely wild stuff. Tech Lab is going to get denied. Now, behind all of this, Bunny is taking a command center. He's building a factory, adding a 4th barracks at this point as well. So I guess his plan is to go for... Oh, he's adding a 5th barracks. Which I guess now turns into the 4th barracks, because 1 barracks went down. And a starport. So he's going to go 4 barracks, CC, bunker on the high ground. I mean, I'm just not seeing how Bunny is going to be doing anything over here.
I mean, if ZOUN just has perfect info, like, this feels very difficult for Bunny to do much. It's going to be so late before he gets anything notable out. Cyclone on the way. Like, a couple Marines on Cyclone don't feel great right now when Blink is already well underway as well. Maybe even need some chrono boosts, and ZOUN is going to start really just replenishing the workers and getting into that comfortable economy. And obviously Bunny starts to float down to the low ground at some point here as well, which the Cyclone will help with. But...
Well, Depot actually being attacked right now. I don't think there's much you can do about that. I guess the Cyclone can deny the hallucination, but yeah, first Depot goes down. Stalkers move back a bit. Probably wants to wait until he has his blink ready, till he can go back there. There's just a very, very low unit count right now for both players. 4 gate, blink for ZOUN. No robo though. Just naked 4 gate blink, 36 workers to 31. I wonder if it's better to get a 3rd base with this. Like, you can't really attack into this.
No. So, I mean, what else are you going to do then?
Yeah.
Maybe a cool call, and we do see the blink is about to finish, so we'll see exactly how ZOUN tries to play this. As obviously Bunny is just kind of praying that he can live, maybe get up to Sim and Combat Shield and take some good fights from there, but we will see. I mean, they're well on the way, and if ZOUN can't really attack in too well here, maybe he does get that opportunity. He doesn't have anything around the edges of his base either, so there's nothing that ZOUN can like pick off easily with these Stalkers. And he's going to poke at the front, and these couple of depots that are set up. Cyclone the Marines in the main getting the hallucination, and the Stalkers get a couple of SCVs. Tank moves forward just a little tiny bit. Another tank actually shows up as well. Also going to be on the low ground here. Not going to play for the main base defenders right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real threat to the main base. There's no Prism quite yet. It's going to be 4 gas Templar Archives. This almost is a repeat of the last game, by the way. The build order, what we're going to do. We have slightly higher gate count, I guess, for ZOUN. He also has more Stalkers, and they're all in front of the base. Gonna get an 8 Marine drop to try and push these Stalkers back. This is going to be by far the most important thing in this game. If the 8 Marine drop forces out a recall, it might allow Bunny to move across the map. However, if these Stalkers are still in front of the natural of Bunny, as this 8 Marine drop hits and the 8 Marine drop doesn't kill 17 workers, which it won't because there's 5 Stalkers in the main base right now, then I just don't see a way for ZOUN to really lose this game. This situation is 100 times better compared to the previous game.
100 times better. Yeah, I mean, he knows what's up. He's got Storm on the way, Charge already finishing. And Bunny is going to start moving out, but yeah, the setup is significantly better. These Stalkers pull back already. Some Marines on the other side, they're going to force the Stalkers to get caught a little bit, and that is a catch for multiple Stalker kills, and that is a very nice play that gets him some units.
That definitely does get him some units. That was good. That was actually very good. 5 Stalkers from the main now moving over. Storm is still a solid 30 seconds or so away from finishing. These Stalkers should be capable of shaving off at least 2 or 3 more Marines. Maybe even go for a tank here. So indeed, the tank is taking a little bit of damage. I said this looks about 10 times better for ZOUN, but I'm not so sure now. There's no stalkers in between the main army and the main base of Bunny, which means that reinforcements can just continue moving in. This third base is toast. Don't forget, there's no eBay behind this, so losing the third base feels bad for ZOUN, but it's actually completely okay. There's so many SCVs here. Now we have some stalkers going around. This should have happened earlier to try and pick off more reinforcements. Stormers are going to come in. Don't forget, there's a high ground advantage as well, so shelling the high ground is not going to be as easy as in the previous game, and no more reinforcements will be joining up with the main army, unless they are accompanied by like a medevac or something.
Gonna see 2 tanks stepping forward. This is gonna be the moment, apparently. Storm on the SCVs. 1 tank going down. The second tank surrounded already. Marines taking a cautious step back away from that storm. So 2 tanks die. 2 tanks still remain alive. We warp in another High Templar as we do see a storm coming right off of this. Do we have anything else? These Marines are gonna turn around for the Stalkers there. And we'll chase a little. Obviously, the tank's still in good position on that high ground. That's so hard to get to for ZOUN, but that's a massive storm. Bunny was honestly looking pretty good until that storm got eaten. Felt like he had a chance though, but that storm was just brutal.
Yeah, a wild move to move down there, to be honest. It felt like there was no pressure on ZOUN, but ZOUN did it. He cleans it up, and he's just fine.
Just fine. And takes us
just
into
fine.
Tokamak, game 3. Beautiful. Alright. Yeah, it's hosted in. That's ready to go. So Indy come online. Just gonna see if he's plugging in or not.
Who?
Indy.
Oh.
He's not online. I just saw the battle now online, you know. But he's not online on Twitch, so we just go. Tokamak in game 3. Obviously, winner gets to go into the winners match, and the loser down to the elimination match. Those will be best of 5s later against Hero or Solar. It's not a fun group to end up in the that winner or loser match, is it? I feel like both of those guys are gonna be pretty terrifying. So, fun to see what it ends up as. It's 1-1 here, and the bottom left will be ZOUN, and the top right is the treacherous Bunny. As we get into game 3.
You think he's just going to do the same thing again?
Well, the same build, basically.
Yeah, like the
And
same
he likes
concept.
it.
No
He likes
eBay,
it.
stim, maybe combat, couple of tanks, couple of boys. Feels okay against what ZOUN is doing, like as a general rule. Last game got a little bit closer than I thought it would have should have been. As we instantly start our barracks here. Single gas. Bunny doesn't strike me much as a 2-gas player, does he? I haven't seen him do that a whole lot.
No.
He seems to much prefer like 1-gas marine builds, and then like weird little things. Maybe like a gas first into eBay block. ZOUN is gonna go for the fast scout this time.
I think
Still a little bit shocked from previous game.
I think Bunny just really loves the 2-base aggression so much. He's just like solid economy, then hit the 2-base, right?
Yeah.
Take the double gas, maybe it doesn't do much initially, then your 2-base a little teeny bit weaker for no reason. I just don't think he's about that at all.
Good pro harass, almost gets a worker here. You know what's the problem with doing pro harass like this? Is that you're not entirely sure what is going on, unless they really commit to a low ground command center. Imagine they don't commit to the low ground command center, you don't really know what's kicking off. Bunny's gonna let his marine finish, could have cancelled that for a faster CC, but decides not to. There's quite a bit of delay, 143. 143 on that command center, that's a solid 5-second delay. Luckily for Bunny, this was a Nexus into core, and that means that the first unit is going to be seriously delayed on the side of ZOUN, because if you get such a late command center off of a marine into factory, you could have been in serious trouble if an adept moves across the map. Like, you give this game to MaxPax, MaxPax is killing 6 SCVs, 3 marines, and then kills you with his blink pressure, right?
Well, second gas down as the factory finishes up. We gotta look to see what Bunny's plan becomes. Twilight Council building from ZOUN. And the Nexus is about to be done as well. So getting the Nexus completed on the natural. As we kind of boost out a probe or 2. continue along for the moment.
Gonna go into a Twilight Council without a sentry. This is a little bit uncommon. Usually, oh, what the hell? Oh, it's gonna be 2 Hellion into 4 mine, I guess. We also have a fast stack lab on the barracks. There's so many questions that I have. So this could be many things. This could be like a 2 Hellion into more Marines, or it could be 2 Hellion into mines. Either way, the Stalker is here. That is all we do know for now. The 2 cars pop out, don't want to show their face. Okay, it's going to actually be 4 cars. And then Raven or Banshee?
I have no idea. Raven, maybe? Banshee? It's just weird. Hyperflight Rotors to start. Maybe a fake?
No, but why would you fake with a more expensive upgrade?
It's the 200 IQ play.
Instead of getting
he's storing his gas so he doesn't accidentally spend it so his opponent doesn't figure it out. I don't know.
Yes. It's mech.
It's mech. Seen mech really take off in this matchup the last little while. Hellions getting into this natural. That's a lot of probes in troll because the Stalker's whip in the main. 4 go down immediately. This is going to be important now. Can we stop these Hellions from getting elsewhere? They can take a dive to the main. And all 3 get in, so that's going to be one shot still available.
Zound stopped Bunny's Hellions from leaving because that was Bunny's plan. And Bunny was like, wait, if you're blocking my exit, how about it just go into your main base? And that kind of worked out. 9 worker kills here is a good start. It is not mech. It is going to be...
Hyperflight Banshee harass into bio. He's going to make him think it's mech, then it's not. Yeah, I don't know.
I actually never seen this before. We get the eBay, so it's gonna be somewhat of, I guess, what would be considered a macro game.
Yeah.
So he prefers the Hyperflight Rotor, which is more expensive over the cloak. It also takes longer, by the way. So some significant downsides when it comes to that. And we get that bunker over here, no tank nearby, as ZOUN continues shooting at it. Oh, 3 SCVs to repair. Is it barely gonna be enough? 4 SCV needs to come in as well. Now a couple of workers might end up falling, as ZOUN has had enough of this repairing shenanigans. Okay, we have our Hyperflight Rotors. Here we go. Do we have Blink? Yeah, we have Blink. Stalkers, however, not in position. Everyone's moving across the map. We have 2 Stalkers at home. I am so curious about all of this, Wardy.
Me too. Here we go with the Banshees coming in. Obviously, they're fast. They kill nothing. They're try and get into the main base and see if they can kill something over here. And they will finally find a couple of probes, so finally some damage done. And of course, these Stalkers can't catch up to them right now, so the Banshee's actually going to have a great time. 7 kills. Goes back toward the natural here, where we are going to see one Stalker getting warped in. We're going to find ourselves even more damage, and I gotta say, it's worked.
This would not have done as much damage with Cloak at all.
Yeah, no, it
12 workers go down. 1 Banshee even manages to stay alive. Gets a full scout as well. This was extremely cool.
I mean, this was sick. This was way more effective than I ever thought it would be. You can really see the struggle for ZOUN. He's like chasing those Banshees, cannot catch up, and he actually got so much value there as Bunny. Even when it didn't start well, like he missed a couple kills on the natural, a desync shot into an assimilator. He's going to have a few shots on this Banshee now. But, you know, he recovered from that so well, and this is the 3rd base. It's just now finishing at 6:30, and Bunny's well on his way to all his buy upgrades. Storm only just started as well. Should still be done before any push comes, but ZOUN's hurting, man. Like, that was a lot of lost mine time. It's a lot of workers lost, and he lost workers to the Hellions early. Wow. Bunny looking good.
Yeah, I'm just shocked.
Yes, it's a heck of a build, no?
I'm just kind of rethinking everything. It's like, I mean, it does suck because you only have a single blink. It's almost like an Oracle, but with more HP, you know? Because Oracles die pretty fast against Stalkers, but it's the same speed. Like, you can go back in and back out. And yeah, this feels hella strong.
Yeah,
I kind of like it.
Bio, couple tanks coming through. Just going to be seeing the Observer overhead as the couple Bio's going to get there. Going to hit those Stalkers a little bit. Storm and the charge coming through. Knight Temple and the gateways coming about as we just have the Knight Temple coming over to that side. The Banshee will set up. Nice Storm onto couple of units. We obviously do have a few Stormy boys, but there's not a lot to support them. The moment those Stormers are gone, his army gets destroyed. We're already pulling the one probe that's on the third base gets pulled away. And Bunny has a third base this game, so losing the third for ZOUN really does suck.
Yeah, it's... This is not similar to last game at all. Like, there's +1, you have your 5 barracks, or... Well, I guess, yeah, you have your 5 barracks, you have your setup of 58 SCVs. Like, ZOUN just needs to... He needs to win this fight and then counterattack and win. It's not gonna happen. I'm just still shocked by the double Banshee just killing 12 workers like that. That was freaking crazy.
Something else for us to worry about, man. In the early game, Scan actually gets the Observer killed by the Widowmine shot as... I mean, Bunny wants to keep pressing on in. I get it. So I still just got to be careful of the High Templar. The Storms are the one thing that could really put work in here for ZOUN. I like what Bunny's approach is. Just a few Marauders leading the charge. He's got a lot of reinforcements waiting back a little bit as well. Tries to target down a High Templar there. Gets a bit expensive. Saving some Marauders in the medevac. But yeah, he's ready to try and dive onto the left side perhaps. He's got a massive minefield over here, so the Zealots are going to have a really tough time. A few of them activate, but there's still many more to go. One of the Storms get used, and Bunny sits in it, but only because he's also pushing down the bottom side. Gets a little bit of a jump to the Templar, and he will breach into the natural.
Yeah, there we go. 150 supplied and 99. More reinforcements are boosting across the map. As I don't really see a way for ZOUN to attack into this successfully. Ghosts are now coming in as well. I mean, we have more and more mines streaming forward to medevac count is still decent enough. And here comes our first EMP, hits all of these Templar. We have a single Storm remaining as 4 Templar move into 2 Archons. And that should be it. As ZOUN is going to be sent back to the lobby screen. Bunny here will be celebrating his first series win of the day. More Marines, more Ghost, more everything. And Bunny takes the first series 2-1, Wardy.
A very fun series from Bunny. Just, you know, a couple of builds that look very similar and with very different ways of getting there initially. And then a game 3 that could not be any different, but is just as kind of tricksy and technical along the way. Very cool. Very, very cool. Alright, so Bunny gets to the winners match. ZOUN drops down to the elimination match. And we get Hero and Sola coming up next. So, this is what you wanted to see. The EWC rematch, is that why you're into it, or?
I didn't know it was an EWC rematch. Who won at EWC?
Sola.
Wow.
3-0. It was when Hero opened the series with the Proxy Nexus thing.
Can't remember. Oh, the Tempest thing.
Yeah, the Nexus top left, and then near the base went into Tempest. Yeah, that one.
I like it.
Alright, Hero's logging in. Just need to find Sola. Give him a message, and we'll get ready to shoot.
Please.
He is coming.
Ba-da-bum-bum. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. There's some kid that's throwing a ball nearby my house. It's distracting as hell. I can hear it bounce. I'm just mentally not here anymore because you can just hear this ball bounce.
You zoned out to the bounce.
Yeah, I zoned out to the bounce. You know what happened the other day? Let me tell you.
I'm listening.
I was hearing some loud noises, like dish, dish, dish. I don't know what the hell's going on. So I go outside to check, and there's like 2 9-year-olds that are hitting my wall with shovels.
The wall?
Yeah, the wall.
Oh.
So like, could you not hit my wall with shovels? And they looked confused as it was an unreasonable request. I was like,
yeah, as you do, right? Like, why would someone ask me that?
That doesn't even sound like playing, you know? Like maybe they're trying to play Minecraft or something. Like, let's mine some of these freaking rocks. It's like, this is not how it works.
I got you.
I was just shocked. Who does this? 9-year-olds in my neighborhood. One of them was the same kid that would always ring the doorbell and then run away quickly. Did that for like 3 weeks or so, like multiple times. And then stopped. Very weird behavior. And now the shovel attacks. I feel like I'm being targeted here. Bunch of pricks.
I'm back. I got...
Yeah, that's fine.
I got
I was just telling
doorbelled.
the rest of my story.
Yeah, I got doorbelled.
Ah, probably by my 9-year-old neighborhood kid.
Yeah, they're like, don't listen to this guy. Let's hit your door with shovels.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hitting the wall with shovels. Wait, so what was the end of the story? Did they stop? Did they give you an
Yeah,
explanation?
they stopped. Well, I mean, yes, they stopped.
Uh-huh.
Like, obviously they stopped.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have told them again to stop. I don't actually know what you do. Like, you can't.
You can't just like
go
attack.
to their parents, I guess, right? It's like,
Yeah,
hey,
yes,
kids
but
are hitting my door with shovels. I keep forgetting that parents actually have like real authority in life as well. You know?
Yeah.
And kids are.
Like, they
it's a
actually
crazy
listen to
move.
them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's a scary thing, you know, a scary prospect. Like, I'll tell your parents. It feels like you're snitching, though. It doesn't feel right. But sometimes you gotta, you know, take out the big guns. I mean, if you're hitting with shovels, I think you deserve it.
Like, I just don't understand why these kids have shovels in the first place. Like, what's going on?
It was like tiny shovels to build like sandcastles with. Yeah, so it wasn't like huge shovels, but it was still metal, you know? It was like tiny metal shovels. It was
like a trowel.
yeah, maybe like
They call
50
it trowel.
centimeters or so. It's not like a big one where you know.
Right, okay.
But it was still a serious one. It was making a lot of noise. I was like, oh, what even is this noise? Because you recognize the sound of like a ball. It's like a boom, you know? But it was like, there's like a clank as well. It's like, what the hell is the clank? It doesn't make any sense. It's taking out my walls.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We had the kid. The only interaction I've had with the kids around here lately was they asked to wash the car, and I was just like, no, please don't touch my car. Especially if I have to pay you to touch my car.
Yeah.
Sounds like
I
a
don't trust kids at all.
Like, I was like, they didn't have any water either. I'm like, what are you going to wash it with?
Spit!
like, I'm providing the water too? What is this? I'm getting scammed here. I'm paying you
Yeah,
to
it's
use
a
my
terrible
water
deal.
to fuck my car up. Like,
Yeah, shoddy job. I mean, if they would ask, they one time asked me as well if I had any tasks, but I didn't have anything for them. Now they could like pull weeds out of my yard or something. But you know, because you can absolutely like seriously underpay young people. That's what everyone does, you know, dude. The freaking supermarket, they're paying like 14-year-olds like €3 an hour or something like that, or €4 an hour. And it's like, it's fine because they're kids. I'm like, I don't think that is how it should be working, but it's freaking cheap. No? If I could pay someone €3 to pull out weeds in my yard, I would absolutely do that. I hate pulling out weeds in my yard. This is one of the worst jobs in the world. You have to bend over, pull out the weeds, use some strength.
and then they come back.
Yeah, it's a terrible deal with the yard. It makes no sense. But if some of your neighborhood kids want to make like freaking €2.50 an hour, I remember as a kid, I also thought it was a good deal. I remember we once cleaned like leaves out of someone's yard for 45 minutes, and we got like €1 in total with like 4 kids.
yeah,
and we were like, man, that is freaking banging, €1.
Yeah.
It's like, that was child labor.
€1 went a long way back then, though, I bet, compared to now.
Yeah, okay, it might be €2.50 now, but still, for 4 people pulling out 3 or picking up leaves.
Yeah. I
Like,
don't
that is a
think-
great deal for the person who has the leaf in his yard. How do you even get that many leaves in your yard? I don't even think this guy had a tree. Maybe he was just putting them there.
Sometimes they just blow in, man. We get so much stuff that blows into our house.
He had a large fence, though.
Large fence. Sometimes it doesn't help. If it's real windy and it starts blowing over.
An even larger fence.
An even larger fence, yeah.
And
well,
you
then I have
should
no
paint
answer.
the fence black as well, so that the leaves don't want to climb it anymore.
Great thinking. We're really locking
Yeah.
down, like, you know, fixing the problem without having to pay the kids.
Exactly.
Beautiful. All right. TVZ. Solo hero, what we thinking?
Okay, realistically, Hero should absolutely destroy him.
Yeah.
I feel like 9 out of 10 times that is what happens. But then sometimes Solar has like this stroke of genius. What is this wall? Is this full? This is full.
It's an interesting
Hello?
start.
What the hell?
You're telling me you have no explanation for the full wall?
No, I don't. So this is interesting. Double gas. Pylon in the back. Okay, here's my theory. It's going to be Stalker plus Stargate. Wow, I was wrong.
Some theories are worth holding on to just for that extra moment, you know? Just for that one extra little moment.
Okay, I thought it... So the thing that I was thinking here is that it might be a straight Tempest opener. Or like straight carrier. So you skip even an Oracle. and then you open up with a Stalker to deny, but it could also be Adept into Stalker.
Uh-huh.
But it's Adept.
Adept.
And it's not chrono boosted Adepts either.
Also sad.
This is the... Oh, it's Adept Stalker. There you go. So the only thing that makes sense if it's a straight Fleet Beacon. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's an Oracle. Okay, I'm lost.
To be fair, I think that's how a lot of people describe their experience trying to follow Heroes builds. Just lost, confused, not really sure where we're going. Heroes, maybe Heroes just heard enough about him having bad wall off, so he's like, you know what, I'm just going to commit to the full wall off, I'm going to just do my thing, my own way, I don't care what you believe in. Until he realizes
there's 4 gas behind it. This actually makes some sense. So it's still going to be Fleet Beacon, right? It has to be. It's double Stargate Tempest. He's also, yeah. He also kind of Sun Tzu this Adept, you know? You know when Sun Tzu, he attacks and then he cuts off the retreat path. Like he collapses a bunch of rocks. So the only way these soldiers are escaping is by fighting through the opponents. That's kind of what he did with this Adept.
Smart.
And then the Adept died. This is the opposite of what happens in the story. In the story, they're very motivated because they don't want to die and then they kill all the enemies. Once again, proving why the Art of War is not the greatest military book written. Okay, this Overlord is going to go in. It's going to get the full scout. This also seems like a serious... Like, a problem with this build order is that it's very reliant on not getting scouted. And now that it's been scouted, it's not so powerful. So usually the standard response here is straight lair. And then Aspire, pretty much. Straight lair, Inspire, get a bunch of drones, get a bunch of queens. I don't entirely understand what the full wall achieved here. That a partial wall couldn't achieve. It's not like he had the Stalker on the edge, denying Overlord. He actually had the Stalker behind the wall because he was afraid of Lynx hitting him.
Yeah, just
He's got Blink behind it.
Blink.
He cancelled one Stargate as well.
This is just an absolute mind warp. I feel like the last game from Bunny ZOUN was kind of a mind warper, and now he's going Glaives.
Glaive?
Okay.
On 4 gas.
We're just seeing some builds today, you know? I'm just seeing some builds. I mean, Scylla probably doesn't see it coming.
No, you won't. This is no way. If you were to, you were give Solar like 10 options on what to bet on, like 0, like, and he could split up his money, you know, like what is the most likely. None of the money would be going into Stargate cancel, 8-gate glaive without a robo while floating 900 gas. I don't think this is one that he's prepared for. Well, he's prepared for it. He's just not mentally prepared for it. We have a stasis in the main base. This single Tempest is trying to deal some damage, but honestly, he's not going to get a whole lot done. You need too many shots to clear queens. We have a Roach Warren finished as well. So right now, it is really all about just making sure that the roaches are coming out. Like, as long as you have roaches out in time, like this Link Scout is going to be so freaking important. It cannot die here against the Oracle. It's going to see everything. It's going to see a lot, at least. This is practically a 2-base all-in. And it is with a lot of freaking units. This is, what, 15 Adepts over here on this side of the map right now. We have 0 roaches out. There is no full wall in the natural. We have a bunch of queens. 14 workers are falling at an instant. And the first 12 roaches are now coming out. This is still not a wall. He's going to finish the shade, I think, towards the main base as well. It's, more and more workers here are dying. I am afraid to say that this might be working, Wardy.
I think so. I think that amount of workers going down this quickly is very much so a statement of success. As Hero just jumps back down. I mean, Solo just didn't quite have the units ready in time. He wasn't set up when he needed to be. And right now is absolutely paying a little bit of the price for it. The Adept will continue to fight a few roaches. Gonna fire through as well. Get a few more shots off and try and just deal with this. But Solar is, I mean, he's not even close to deal with this. Now we're going to go Phoenix, Range, and Phoenix. So I guess he saw the Spire, so he's just prepping for the mutas.
Yeah, he doesn't know there's not going to be any mutas here today, my dear friends. So we're very far from mutas right now. I love that this build is working, because this was freaking wild. This was a prime example. If I don't know what I'm doing, then my opponent definitely doesn't know what I'm doing. Solar being completely caught in the dark. Not a clue as to what the hell was going on. These adepts are still largely alive. We have more drones on the way. So far, 49 workers have fallen in an 8-minute game. That is about 40 more workers than you ideally want to lose in an 8-minute game. The Tempest is probably going to kill the 4th base eventually as well. She's been tickling it for about a minute and a half right now. Queens are going to move over to try and deal with it. More drones are on the way. Hero is on 60 workers against the 56 of his opponent. And we have our first three mutas are now coming out. 4 mutas, 5 mutas are now coming out.
It's feeling pretty doomed, though. Like, I mean, mutas coming out, but the preparation is there on the side of Hero. Well, he cancelled. Maybe the mutas. Do they have a chance still? I mean,
like a chance of what? To die a blissful death in the arms of a phoenix? Very high chance of that, Wardy.
I mean, I'm just like, maybe they somehow find a way across the map without dying or something. I don't know, man.
You know what is interesting though is that despite killing 57 workers at this point, like, is it bad for Solar? Yes, but he's still up 30 supply. Yes, a lot of that is in roaches, and he doesn't have any upgrades, and he won't be capable of dealing damage. But Hero's only on 4 gases. Behind all of this, he's not getting any type of splash, and we're gonna get a big blink forward. 4th base here is gonna fall, so that actually does freaking suck for Solar. I think Solar probably is gonna go for a Roach Ravager Link type of attack. These 5 mutas here are gonna get caught right now. Phoenix plus Stalker plus Oracle Revelation will be good enough. Solar probably will be capable of maxing out within the next minute or so. And I think the only thing he can do is attack. This infestation pit is crazy to me.
So this sets him up for a future that he doesn't really want to live in. As the supply is there, but the composition and what the supply is made up of is just really not meant to be there. It's not looking good at all. As the mutas will linger around the map, try and chase some stuff down, but the Stalker count's looking great, and the Stalker count alone doesn't even need tech to back it up right now. Like, this can trade so nicely against the Roach Ravager too. Real good at the moment.
There is an issue that I have though, is that if you get stuck in like gateway units for too long, sometimes that can bite you in the bum pretty big time. As 7 more workers here are gonna go down. Gonna see 1 or 2 more workers fall as well over here on the 3rd base. And when I say 1 or 2, I mean 5, 6, 7, 8 more. I mean, we have 71 worker kills here in a 10-minute game. This has been a very one-sided like affair of killing stuff. If there's one person that's been breaking the Geneva Convention, it has been Hero so far on Maganata.
That's not a lot of dead drones, man. 71.
Theoretically, if Solar would have lost to 0 workers right now, he would have 148. Dude, imagine that eco, how sick that is.
He's rebuilt like a fully fledged, like, strong economy in this game. It's
he is still alive. So unironically, if Solar gets out like 7-8 lurkers and you're fighting against an army that consists of pure gateway units, your position is good. I have my most sincere doubts as to his abilities to get out even a single lurker, but he has 77 workers. He's mining off of 8 gas. That is 4 gases more than his opponent. As long as he doesn't die straight up to the invisibility of the mothership, and if these 6 lurkers actually come out, he's in position. Like, there's a lot of requirements he needs to meet, right? He needs to have detection. He needs to be in position. Ideally, he gets seismic spines. But if all of these things happen, and he doesn't die right now, he's perhaps in a playable position.
Well, Lurker's Burrow up. He's going to be seeing the mothership overhead. Is going to be taking a couple of shots right there, so some little bits of damage being done as we do have the Lurkers burrowing once more. The mothership's still taking a few more shots as well. So far, so good. Obviously, the Lurkers do not have that upgrade, so they're not as good as they could be, but that's something you don't really get to pick and choose over right now as Solar, as he will, once again, rotate into position, and maybe we do need to start asking for some better tech here from Hero, who really did just build Mass Stalker and never look towards a future, and now that Lurkers are out, that really is a problem.
Yeah, we have 4 or 6 lurkers out, 10 more on the way. I don't see how the hell Hero is supposed to kill 16 lurkers. If they ever get into an aggressive position, I don't think Hero can ever break it. So his plan right now is probably just to keep rotating aggressively. He has 5 bases. He went up to 8 gases. He's adding in a Robo facility, a Templar Archives, all of that good jazz. But I think the problem is, if Solar actually pushes this back somehow, if Solar gets a run by on Jesus Christ, that was a crazy blink forward. What is this?
Into the recall.
Oh.
He is going to recall to the left. Wow, so he repositions here slightly. Look, need a burrow up. Oh my goodness, they're in trouble. And obviously they don't have the speed of burrow. Yeah, cloaking very nice. Solar actually launched across the map though, so he is going to be able to hit the bases of Hero. He's going to have to figure out a response to this in the next couple of moments. A Warping in High Templar dies instantly, so we're just going to recall on top of this. I mean, Solar has nothing here to really fight an army. All the Overseers are on this other side. That's where the detection is. As we are going to be seeing the Corrosive Valves land on some Stalkers. Zealots on the other side. There are a couple Lurkers underneath there as well. They will get cleaned up surely. As this army of Solar is going to start going down. But now he gets his Lurkers to the other side, but they're being chased down by Zealots. So a lot of them went down, but they do burrow. The Zealots fall. The Hero is still in a spot where he can't necessarily get rid of all those Lurkers just yet.
Yeah, it feels like maybe if Solar pulls back as the recall is happening and kind of gets together with his own Lurkers, you know, with the main army, then you have a big army and 10 Lurkers, it might be fine. Even now, he is together with a decent size, of Roaches, Hydras. There is still 5-6 Lurkers, so Stalkers aren't necessarily great. A lot of Lurkers are in the back, not really contributing a whole lot. Hero, of course, has a lot of cash, has pretty decent eco, as we get a bit of lagging over here.
Yeah, moment of the Korean server not being friends with some of us. And again.
Not me.
Not you.
I
don't think the players feel it because it's like it's not stopping, the game's just continuing. So I think it's classic.
Alright.
Well,
7 Lurks still in the back. These Tempests are actually game changers, by the way, because they're eventually gonna push this back. Let's not forget this was a game where 79 workers died in the first 10 minutes or so. We're now going to get another attack onto this Lurker position. This is a lot of Lurkers and there's a lot of detection. Time Warp is putting in quite some work. Upgrades for the Protoss are significantly better as well. These Phoenix lifts are a huge deal too. And in the end, I think Hero is just barely going to be capable of breaking this. But this was way closer than it ever should have been.
A wild game, man. From the build order to the way it played out to the almost comeback of Solar after taking significant damage throughout the early stages.
Significant, I tell you.
Yeah, that was really a game with a little bit of everything in it. Up to Ultra Love as Solar looks to rebound. And Hero looking to get into that winners match against Bunny. Obviously, Zound, Zound sitting in that lower bracket for the moment in this Group C of the round of 16. On the line as we wait for Solar to accept our invite in.
That was pretty interesting, Wardy.
It was. No, I genuinely... I mean, we were baffled by the build order. Every single part of it really threw some curveballs in there, no? It was interesting from the very get-go. Let's just do a quick check that we have everyone. I can't remember how many castles we had. Everyone keeps joining late today. That's 6. We'll say 6 is good enough. Alright, game 2 on Ultra Love. Let's see what happens. Oh. What a day.
It's really been quite a day, Wardy.
Yeah. You know what it is? Like, obviously there's Leo Cup tomorrow. I'm going to be like a little bit late to it. I'm just like, I'm kind of thinking just take
Why are you going to be late to it, Wardy? Why don't you just show up on time for once?
I have a dance lesson.
A dance lesson?
Yeah.
During the day?
Yeah, like 11:30.
What the hell? You know, this is one of the things that really frustrates me, is that almost all services and all stuff, you have to get them during the day while you're supposed to be working. How do people with actual work do this?
Yeah, I know. It's baffling me. I mean, like, I asked for Fridays because Helen has Fridays off, and I had nothing scheduled because it was before Leo Cup came up, so... But...
It doesn't make any sense, Wardy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm with you. Like, it's actually crazy, like, also, like, parcels. I feel like everything gets delivered, like, in the middle of the day, like, it's fine because I'm here. But, like, in the past when, like, working from home was way less common, Did people just like have piles of parcels just like never picked up? And, like this is also crazy, no?
So basically what they do, like in my street, is a lot of people, they just throw it. They have like a, you know, we have these large trash cans, and they just throw it in there, you know?
I see.
Or some people, they have like a box where you can put it in, and you can, like the post guy can lock it.
Okay, fair enough.
Or it's like pre-locked. I don't know how it works.
I mean, that makes sense. It's a good solution.
It is a good solution. But also, I was always so confused by like stuff like when the dog gets sick, you know, and you have to go to the what's he called? The doctor that does the dogs. Yeah, the vet. They only, like, they stop at 5, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell are you supposed to do? You work 9 to 5. Dude, life freaking sucks.
Yeah, I know. It's
also just real doctors. It's like, do I need to take off work every single time? You know, I want to get something checked. I want to get stuff checked every week, ideally. Like, I am always afraid of my body killing me.
Huh? It's crazy. I mean, I think,
you know, I've
some of that.
You want to hear something wild, some medical thing I have?
Sure.
So I have a spot on like my left side of my collarbone that is probably the size of like slightly small. You know when you had like marbles back in the day?
Yeah.
You had different sizes of marbles, right? Mm-hmm. So you had like the smallest size, like just regular marbles, pretty much.
Yep.
They had one bigger than the regular size
like
marble, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, we call them bonka. Like reasonable size. Like you can't put them in your nose anymore. You know, they're too big for this.
Yep.
And then one is like, you had the one a little bit bigger than that. We'd call them kings, I think. I have like a ball the size of a king, like on my collarbone, pretty much. Of like, it feels softish, you know? It looks like a tumor, pretty much.
Right. And what is it?
Yeah, that was the story.
But what is it?
Oh, it's nothing bad. But I keep going back to the doctor to be like, hey, are you sure there's nothing bad here? And like, yeah, it's fine if it's soft. I went like 3 times, every time to a different doctor, so they don't get suspicious of me asking the same question.
I have something kind of. I have like a bump on my head, right? It's exactly the same thing. They're just like, oh yeah, it's just a bump on your head. I'm like, yeah, but it's like there's like a lump. Like there's something there. Like, yeah, it's nothing bad. I'm like, feels like a bad place though. You know, like it's right on the top of my head.
Yeah.
And one time the doctor was like, look, if you feel self-conscious about it, they might actually like take it out, but they won't do it on like the national health system unless you say it's giving you anxiety, because otherwise it's not affecting you badly enough.
It is giving you anxiety though, isn't it?
Well, like the thing is when it first came about, I was too young to care, and now it's been there for so long, I trust it's okay, you know.
Ooh.
I'd say this would be nice, but we already lost 5 workers across the map, so...
Yeah, this doesn't feel like a good situation all around for Solar. Let me tell you, this is fine for Hero. Hero often has this where he has like mediocre walls, and then stuff comes in, and it's like, well, that feels bad, and then he just kills all the links and loses half a worker. It's like, okay, that was actually fine. We have a 3rd Oracle, is that? Yeah, a 3rd Oracle on the way. Twilight Council as well coming in, 4 Adepts. Now gonna shade in. I mean, this feels like it could maybe kill a couple more workers. Link count is big enough for now. Okay, that was actually a good hold here out of Solar, but Solar's worker count is not where he wants it to be right now.
No, and these Oracles threaten. I feel like they maybe could have even had a couple drones there. They'll get that one and a couple of links coming across. As Hero definitely just bullying around with these early units and getting a good amount done, so opening the pathway to a good position. This is what makes it so frustrating to play against Hero. Like, a lot of the games, you're just kind of playing from behind from the start because his harass is so good and your defense, if it's not pristine, just nets you that disadvantage you've then got to fight out of. And that makes these games very tough.
Absolutely. Triple Oracle, 3 more gates on the way. So it's gonna go 5 gate. This could go into like a 6 or a 7 gate even. Hero does this very frequently, where if he has a very good early game, he just walks across the map, builds a gateway there, and then kills a Zerg player. This is an efficient way of finishing games. It's going to clear a lot of freaking tumors here as well. 3 active tumors, which is extremely frustrating. These Oracles might even want to try getting that hatch. No, they won't. Instead, they split off into the natural, get 3-4 more work kills, now fly into the main base as more stalkers are being warped in. Extra pylons on the way. We have a battery down here too. I am loving this position for Hero.
Yep. It is looking pretty pretty nice so far. That Blink's going to finish up. His supply is already great. His work count is spot on. And so as the Oracle stays thwarting, harassing, taking mining time away from Solar here currently. Temple Archives. And the double assimilator coming up as Hero gets set up back at home.
Oh, that stasis actually hit big time, didn't it, in the natural? It's like 9 workers going down, 3 more workers falling in the main base. And Solar is in so much trouble. I wonder if Hero can actually just move across the map. He's building 2 cannons because he doesn't believe Solar can do anything in a standard macro game, and I'm honestly with him. I don't think Solar can do anything in a standard macro game right now. Like what is it gonna be that Solar can do? Solar has 5 Hydras, 16 Lynx. There's 11 Stalkers out. Cannons do need to survive. One of them gets cancelled. Good Blink back here. You have triple Oracles that are roaming around. Let's move across the map with that, I guess. 71 drones to 66. No infestation pit and only 5 gases for Solar, who I think probably is going for like a Ling Hydra all-in. It's going to be tricky for him to execute that successfully, though, given the fact that we will have 4 cannons, a battery, and Storm done.
Well, Storm taking a long charge halfway done. Got our +1 missiles from Solar as he just tries to get towards that Lurker Den, but he's going to have to do some surviving to get that to that phase, and obviously Hero is very well set up with that Storm and charge finishing soon enough. There's definitely pressure that Hero can apply here when those upgrades finish, as the Lings are going to get 1 circling in, the rest gets walled, and so that's not going to do much either.
Yeah, I mean, this is tough. This is looking real tough for Solar right now. I think the most likely outcome for Hero is that he wants to move across the map once he gets his Storm finished and his charge. He's going to have a very powerful army, albeit a little bit Stalker heavy. But, I mean, Hydra Ling against Stalker Storm is such a tough fight for the Hydra Ling player, because you're not really trading well against anything that's in that army. Like, you have a good range advantage as the Protoss. You can push it back, you can Storm whenever things get scary. Oh, Hydra's now in a position maybe to snipe a couple of these Templar on the high ground. Instead, he's attacking his own rock. Blinks him forward. As one Storm gets wasted onto nothing. Actually hits a lot of his own units there. If Solar survives here, though, he might be in a very playable position. Because once again, it's going to be Lurkers against high Stalker counts. Rocks are being taken out as they do collapse. We get a rotation towards the middle. Decent concave right now for Solar. We have a bunch of Storms still remaining as 2 more Lurkers getting morphed in. But the Hydra count is so freaking low, Wardy.
Yeah, it does not look good. You mentioned if he can survive, but the surviving part is looking difficult. The Storms are good. A couple of the Lurkers morphing here get taken out. There's 2 Lurkers on the high ground, but they're not supported by much anymore. The Queens don't put damage out, really. Lurkers are putting some work in. That's the one thing that Solar's got going for him at the moment. His Hero does have to pull back a little further. Make those Lurkers chase you when they don't have upgrades. Really takes a lot of their effectiveness away. Now some Zelds charge in as well. Really just do with some detection. The Oracle went down just before this fight started, which could have given you the revelation here to solve this problem. Because right now that really is just your problem. These Lurkers can't be seen, otherwise they would have been long gone.
Yeah, only 2 Lurkers. That's the only lifeline that Solar has over here. This Lurkers dealt so much freaking damage. 14 workers have gone down. Link Flank now comes in as well. This is actually starting to look better and better for Solar. Don't forget, Hero does not have a fort base. Hero does not have a backup plan here. He went hard and it didn't really work. He didn't kill a fort base. We still have 8 gas mining. We can now add in some more drones. And a lot of gas is planned here for Solar. Hero is honestly trying his best to make this an even game. And he's pretty much succeeded at this point.
Yes, he has a couple stories getting some shots off. We do see the rest of the units gathering in there. Ling is going to head through the center. Tempest coming up. High Templar building, +1 air weapons, and the +3 attack coming through. We'll just see the couple cannons firing at them Lings.
Yeah, here comes the Zealot run by onto the 3rd base. If these Zealots get caught and all die, that would be a very bad deal for Hero. He just doesn't have that much supply on the map right now. So getting a bit of a trade against these Lynx is fine, but running away is so important at this moment. He will get to run away, fights again with some of these Lynx, runs away, will come back to fight once more later on. As a lot of these Zealots are actually falling right now. I'm kind of afraid for Hero here.
It's definitely looking dismal, right? I mean, Tempest on the way out to be, your saving grace perhaps, but it's definitely not being, like you said, he went hard, and you expected a lot more to come out of that, and when it doesn't, it does put you into this more awkward position now, so...
Yeah. Like, realistically, Hero has a bunch of cannons at every base. He has plenty of storms available too, and the Tempest are going to be like a great help. If there were 18 lurkers, this is a different story, but currently it's 11 lurkers. Hydras, however, are attacking the natural as we speak. Lurkers occupying the low ground. If we can get that cannon in the natural, and we can get some Hydras, some lurkers in that natural too, all of a sudden all those workers and the fleet beacon are going to be in a lot of trouble. His position is a bit awkward for Solar as well, because he wants to be attacking upper ramp into the third, kind of. But there's so much dead space for these Tempests to hang in that is unattainable for his units to get to. It is 155 supply to 137. I'd love to see a lurker kind of head in behind that mineral line in the net, but so far that ain't happening. Tempest continue shelling down these lurkers as well. We only have 5 remaining. The natural survives. I think this was the one shot that Solar had, and yeah, he didn't hit.
Didn't hit. It's going to be GG's, and Solar will be dropping down to that elimination match against ZOUN, while Hero plays Bunny in the winner bracket.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Alright, you out of here?
Yeah, I'm gonna play some games myself now.
Okay, good luck on the ladder.
Thank you, buddy. See you later.
See you.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Alrighty, guys. Hello, hello. How we doing? Welcome to WardiTV Summer Championships round of 16. Good to see you all today. I didn't get too much of an intro because Austin was bugging me to pick up the phone when I was already just I just wasn't ready to pick up the phone. And Haas was like, pick up. I'm gonna whisper you here. I'm gonna message you there. I'm gonna act, I'm gonna keep on calling. So yeah, hello. Hope everyone is doing well. And yeah, if you guys are enjoying, follow button. So let's get into. We're gonna go into Solar ZOUN here in just a few moments' time. So we're gonna get that ready. I'll just run some ads to help us get through there. And of course, spots on the line right now. Obviously, spots in the round of 8 of the playoffs. We are obviously in the elimination match here, though. So this is survival time. One of Solar and ZOUN will be eliminated. The other will advance through to the decided match to play the loser of Bunny Hero. That could be a ZOUN Bunny rematch. It could be. Like, honestly, Bunny played some tricksy builds in that TVP earlier. I don't expect him to beat Hero, but like, I'm gonna go along and say it's possible, you know. I'm gonna go along and say it is a little bit possible. Alright, first map gonna be Incorporeal. Oh, Pylon. Sorry, Pylon, then Incorporeal. Let's see. One, two, three, four. Okay, I don't see Tokamak anywhere. Apparently one's Tokamak. Alright, sorry guys, getting confused with people. Hey, what's up, Narcosis666, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining us, appreciate you. Thank you for supporting. Just throwing the lobby link out, waiting for a couple people to join us. We'll get into this elimination best of 5, and from this point onwards, it'll be best of 5, so we'll match is best of 5 from here. I don't understand what the hell they did in this veto process. Pylon, Stephanie, Torches, Ley Lines. Alright. Zound says 1 minute, so we'll give him a moment and we can set off. I have no idea what happened in this veto process. So I'm gonna tell you exactly what got written down. It was minus, so they vetoed Pylon, Persephone, Torches, Ley Lines. Zound vetoed Incorporeal. Solar says Pylon 1. Solar then says Incorporeal 1. Zound realizes that it's a best of 5. Solar then says Incorporeal 2. Zound says, no, I realize it's best of 5. Then Solar says Last Fantasy 4. and then I was like, I try to host maps, and then Zound just question mark at me, and he's like, 1 Tokamak? And I'm like, where did Tokamak wasn't mentioned? I had no idea what was happening. I was so confused. Absolutely clueless. Alright guys, best of 5 action. Elimination match as we get into the bottom left-hand corner. Representing Vitality will be the blue Protoss player, ZOUN. Up against the red Zerg. In the top right, we have Falcon's Solar. So, still obviously not having the best of times in that initial PvZ for himself, taking on Hero. Zound, obviously we've not seen any PvZ from him. He played the PvT in round 1. Solar is our last remaining Zerg in the tournament. If he loses here, we do not have a Zerg in the round of 8. It's being close, you know. Rogue went to the decider match. Shin went to the decider match. They both the Zergs so far finished 9th through 12th. And Solar do one better today. First of all, he has to survive through the lower bracket. I think, honestly, Solar has a chance. I think he can. I do think he can beat ZOUN. And if he gets through ZOUN, he likely plays Bunny in the decider. I think that's very winnable for Solar as well. I'd love to see one Zerg in the playoffs. Obviously, it's not a guarantee, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We came into this tournament with 3 Zergs. It was amazing all 3 survived the round of 24. If none of them make it through the round of 16, that is just a little unfortunate. There's that probe. I was down scouts for a moment or two. I just need a BRB, like 30 seconds. I'll be right back, and then we'll talk probably. It's beef easy. You guys can figure it out for 30 seconds. I trust in you all. Where's Human Bunny in the decider? No. I didn't say that. I said it's likely Hero beats Bunny. Obviously, nothing's a given, but the likely circumstance if you get through this as Solar is that you probably have to play Bunny to get out of the group. As not, you know, he might have to rematch Hero, but I think it's likely, you know, Hero's the favorite there, so yeah. You guys don't know what's happening? It's okay, I'm back. So what's happened so far, guys, in the minute I was gone is that basically the players have had their first unit spawn, and yeah, and now they're about to start doing something. They did move across the map. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with the concept of moving onto the map, so I'm going to refrain from explaining that one step by step for you guys. Unless you really need it. If we need to go down to, like, the basics, we can do. Adepts commit in. I don't know if I like that commitment. They're going to get quite a few Lings. The Lings struggling for the surround. We'll finally get rid of one Adept, and that first Adept going down makes such a big difference, because then finally you're not getting one shot anymore. This other Adept, don't care when he gets away, it dies. Wow. This looked so good for Solar. It looked like he had the catch, but like I say, when you don't actually get the surround, when you're so close to the surround but not quite there, it puts you into a very tricksy position, and that's exactly what happened. You can see him just struggling to actually get the damage done, because now he's lost 5 drones over on the third base to the Oracle, and once again Solar struggles early game in the ZVP. The Oracle finishing up shortly. It's going to be coming through here from Zounds. Again, that Oracle completed, charge on the way. A couple of Adepts are going to be there to push away at the Zerglings. The probe goes down as well. The Oracle continues to float on over, getting into position for a few moments and seeing what exactly may be next. As we just have Zealot Stalker coming through, the charge coming up, a couple of gateways coming online. Roach Warren is going to be the next step, as well as a few drones and lings still building. The Stalker goes after the Overlord. Ovi is moments away from falling, and there's going to be a supply block as well. So Solar has 3 new Overlords on the way, but they're just not quite ready yet. As do you have our Zerglings just settling at the front. Gonna hit the Adept, obviously not really any reason to stick around there. Double checks the units that are nearby. Roach Ron finishing, and the Lair on the way as well, so you see Solar setting up, I would say, in a very standard way that's going to allow him to have Roaches. And he can start getting those Roach upgrades very shortly as well, so yeah, nothing too surprising about that in the near future. As you see, the couple of Oracles continue to fly on in, out across that other side. So they make their way over. As that Zergling gathers up, going to see 2 Adepts in the Stalker there. Going to get threatened by those Zerglings. The Ling's really looking to try and make something happen. A couple of Adepts will fire through. The Zealots finish up. Temple Archives and the Gateway still building by. The Nexus coming through as well. They got the Queen's able to knock 1 Oracle down, which is really nice. It's going to be able to take that away. And yeah, that Roach Speed still building online. The drones in the Evo Chamber coming up. Temple Archives will finish from Zound. The gate's still building. Oracle in the +1 coming through as well. Zealots and Stalkers join up. The Ling's going to threaten the attack forward, and the Zealots are pretty quick to get back over the other side. Chase those Lings out of here. Drop another Stasis down, and the Roach Speed is not far behind everything else as the +1 missiles coming through too. Hatchery and Overlords building, the Infestation Pit coming up. The Storm is about halfway through as well. Well, look at that from Soul. He's going to get some Swarm Hosts going. That's fun. It's actually very fun. I like it. Still has a couple of words to say, but yeah, Swarm Host coming through. Zound with the sad faces. Actually kind of weird for them to start talking this deep in the game, but not sure what was being said there, as we do have the Nidus Network. We'll finish up in a few moments as well. So we get that Nidus completed, and it's going to give us obviously much more mobility around the map for those Swarm Hosts. A lot of different positions for them to potentially push on into and to make some plays around. Playing Roach gathering. Just see the Swarm Host coming up. Roach is on the way. The Nidus Network will continue in at the front. The idea here is going to be the Locusts are going to be your tanks. They're free units, so if they go down, it does not really matter. So the Locusts are going to fire through, they're going to land on some locations, and when those Locusts are landing on locations, the Roaches and the Ravagers follow up behind. That's generally the idea throughout this, as the Zealots do wrap around. That is going to be the Nidus going down. The rest of those Locusts still popping through, the rest of the Zealots still coming across. A couple of the drones continue in there as the Zealots continue to chase, and the Roaches will get hunted as well. Uh-oh, 2 High Templar caught by the Locusts at the end. Wow, this was actually kind of interesting, because I actually felt like that was an okay fight for Zound, but then he loses some tech at the end of it. Uh-oh, this Nidus does come up, and the Zealots are there, and the Swarm Hosts did not get in time, so they're now just going to have to run. And that's not great, because the Oracles are going to jump on them, so Zound gets rid of some of the Swarm Hosts. The whole point of this build from Solo is you're never losing too many units that cost money to replace. And because of that, you can play off of a very low economy, hence the 65 drones. When you start losing your Swarm Hosts, when you start losing, you know, your Roaches because the Swarm Host Locusts aren't there, that is, you know, resources going into the bin that you're not set up to replace yourself. Nidus gets dealt with. The Roaches did push the Zealots back. The Queen's trying to fight off the Oracles is a messy affair as well. We actually do have Hydras coming through. It's not being continued Swarm Host production. We're going to get to Lurkers. But we're getting to Lurkers off of, like I say, not that great of an economy. We're adding on a few more drones now, so the economy starts to be fixed. I guess we'll see where it goes as the The extra zealots coming back around, gather up. The Stormhorse is going to take a couple steps as well. Lucas is going to drop down the High Templar in a little bit of trouble. Going to be chased as well. +3 attack and the Prism continue to come up right now. Zealots is going to chase through. Roja taking damage. A couple lurkers trying to get back out to the front. A few of those zealots continue to get taken. The Stargate and the Fleet Beacon continuing through also. It's going to go back and forth. 28 more Lings coming through. The Hydras are building. Queen and the Seismic Spines coming up as well. And Muscular Augments also producing on in. Just have the Stargate will build. The Nexus on the way through. The couple of Tempests building out also here. And the Spine Crawler will be able to push back a little bit. So a bit of damage done there. Just going to see the Queen able to hit that Oracle, get some more damage for the moment. The Spy is still building. Knight is completing. We're just going to be seeing those Locusts popping off, and actually a couple of Zealots going to go down. The Locusts will pop. Zealots are still trying to move on through. Everything gathers together, and we take a moment or so to see what our next step may just be here. As Roach's Lurkers gathering. The Overseer goes down as well. It's another nice storm. Just going to hit those Lurkers for a little bit. Lurkers still in burrowing, and we're trying to see what we can get up to. +3 attack, +1 air weapons. A couple of Tempests still coming through for the moment as you just see the Roach Hydra continue to come across. The Lings are going to run back over there. The couple of Queens doing their thing. Trying to deal with the Zealots on the other side, but not going to be able to do that well. Even the Spine Crawler not really going to be enough, but we kill the 4th base. The Solar gets rid of the 4th. Again, needs to get these Zealots under control in the main base. Losing the Lurker Den could actually be kind of huge here because, well, Lurkers are going to be a major part of why this army can succeed right now. Still has some of those Swarm Hosts as well. He's actually making a couple new Swarm Hosts. Intrigued to see what in the end he does with that. As the Locusts try and drop into place, they will not do anything. That's why I'm kind of confused. We saw a couple new Swarm Hosts on the way, because at this point it finally feels as though Swarm Hosts aren't going to do much else. The Spire goes down as well. He got 4 Corruptors on the way, but that's a major loss because now we can't build Corruptors against these Tempests for a serious amount of time. Lurkers will burrow finally, try and help push this back. We get a High Templar that's dropping the Storms. Chaos ensuing. Soul is kind of at the point where maybe all he needs to do is just survive, but that's going to be difficult when his ways to build units that are useful here have been taken away from him. Can Zound push across the map and capitalize in time, or is he going to end up in some trouble at the end of this game 1? Again, only a 3-base Protoss. His 4th now rebuilding, but it's taking a little bit of time to get that back on track, so that has to take a few moments as well. Look, there's more things. Just gonna see the Knights coming through. So it's going to bow. Corruptor's going to get the Prism out on the side, so at least those Corruptors getting some use for themselves here. And as we see Zound pounding back into the center. A few Spine Crawls coming up. Those Locusts popping. We do see the Mothership halfway done. Stargate and the cannon coming up as well. It's going to drop straight back in, and we're going to get a couple of those Stalkers getting beat on for a couple of moments as well. It's just going to start hitting there. Roach Hydra still setting up. The few Zealots off to the right side. Again, there come those Lurkers once more, making a little bit of a step through. Corruptor's trying to fire up. Tempest firing. Overseer's taking damage. The Lurkers have to step away even for a few moments here, so pulling back out of there. Those couple of Corruptors still taking big shots. We will see those going down. The Stalkers getting underneath, trying to do their thing. Corruptors will continue to build drones, and the Nidus network coming up. A couple of Tempest, a couple of Zealots building as well. The Lurkers burrow to the other side. Now going to see these Zealots getting forward. I love the position of the Roach Hydra to block them from getting into the natural. Great job by Solo. Good positioning for himself. Those Lurkers in a good position now. The Swarm was going to jump back into a nice. I'm surprised, like I say, the Swarm was still here. Let's see what the Locusts are going to do now. They're going to chip some static defense. A cannon goes down. Maybe 2 or 3 go down. Yeah, I guess it's not bad. It's forcing the High Templars to be in position there as well. Solo's going to lose a 5th base, though, and a 4-base Zerg is not exactly usually very pretty. Solo's also pushing down on the bottom side with some Hydras. The Storm's wasted on the Locusts. Means that those Hydras do not have much defending against them. And a few Tempests show up. Can these Hydras actually keep on fighting? The Arc on the ground as well. I think it's just a little bit too much of a mix of units right now, but we might get the Tempest in the end anyway. If we get 1, we're going to get 2. I mean, obviously, Zound's just not watching back there to micro against it. The Lurkers get in position. Solo now trying to hold on to base 4. If he doesn't hold on to this, he's in trouble. We're 16 minutes deep. A lot of these bases are in the process of mining out. So every base you lose at the moment is really going to knock you down in a big way in terms of economy. Zound too trying to defend his own 4th base during this. It's a real duel over the 4th bases, but Zound's is lost. The next wave of Locust was massive in the, partaking of that. And Sola now, can he hold on to his own 4th base? Spine Crawlers that built in the back are going to try and step forward. Does he have enough anti-air? I don't know if he has an answer to the Tempest. Is going to be the real issue here. Lurkers trying to step up, trying to use those spines defensively. Again, I think Sola understands the problem. He just can't really do anything about it right now. He starts to back up with the Lurkers. The Corruptor count at 20. There's a lot of Corruptors, but there's so many Archons in here. There's 10 High Templar on the map. This base goes down. Solo re-expanding to the right side. Zound re-expanding to the left side. As you all can see, the Swarm Hosts need to turn the hell around. These Locusts are going to drop in and go for some High Templar, but they're just not going to get there in time. Zound realizes it. Repositions aptly. Did lose his rebuilding 4th, whereas Solo's rebuilding 4th is going to come up on the right, and that's going to be a big difference right now. Now, don't get me wrong, it's only halfway done for Solo, but he will regain mining sooner than Zound will, and that might just make the difference in what is an extremely close game number 1 of this elimination series. As the Hydra step up, the Zelda get chased away, the Corruptor's still overhead. As we have everything gathering together, the couple of Archons running back up there as well. Next on the bottom goes down. The Tempest's going to fire once more. Corruptor's trying to come in from the side and actually get a catch. Not easy though, especially when all that splash damage is always threatening. It makes it so terrifying to commit to any of these moments. Hydra coming through, Storm goes down. The Zealots will end up taking a good chunk of damage there as well, so a few shots coming in off of that. It's going to be seeing everything else joined up together again. The Locusts are going to press forward, 16 probes dropping. Locusts still doing their thing, going to jump onto that Nexus. This is big, man. Zound's losing bases quicker than he can build them. Now he is going to have himself 2 new Nexus on the bottom side of the map, so the replacement from before and an extra one. If you can hold on to that, that's great. And he is pushing around the right side. It gets interesting here because the base position is actually going to benefit Zound because now he can defend his bases while pressuring the newer base of Solar. Solar is right to expand back over to the left because that's somewhere Zound is not going to hit as easily. And that's going to maybe give Solar a little bit of freedom. But right now he's a little bit stuck. He's a bit cornered in terms of, like, he's locked onto that base. Zound sits between the pathway to the rest of the bases. He might need a Nidus out of there, to be honest. Or fight his way out. It's going to be messy. Time Wolf going down. The Corruptor's getting stormed to death. And Solar says GG. He knows that fight's not going his way well enough. This was an extremely hard-fought game for Solar, but he just couldn't quite get the final army needed to take down what Zound was working with. And that gives Zound the advantage in the best of 5 to start us off, heading into a second game here on Incorporeal. Get this going in a moment. Well, that was a great game, a real kind of battle over 4th bases, and again, I think just in the end, Sol just didn't quite have what he needed to take that final army down, just because Zerg is also not as good in those scenarios, right? Zerg is the race that needs to rebound and rebuild, whereas Protoss is the race where if you have that army, it's much more of a static factor, right? So Zound got to that army, and his race is just a bit better in this situation, you know? That's the beauty and sometimes the misery of a game where every race is different. ZOUN's army works better in a game where, as long as you got the army up, his army will stand stronger for longer. Solar just needed to hold on to the base. The right side ended up being quite the trap, because he couldn't get back to his other bases from there, and because of the way it was, that base is like set back, and to get back to his other base, he had to go through the exact position that ZOUN was then holding in the army, so he was running out of options. Very unfortunate as we get ready for Incorporeal here in a couple of moments. We get this set up and ready to go. Bottom right side, the blue Protoss player up 1-0 heading into game 2 right now. This is going to be ZOUN taking on the red Zerg. In the top left-hand corner of the map, it is Solar. It's a super early probe across the map from ZOUN, looking to guarantee the block of the hatchery here on Incorporeal and trying to throw Solar's build off and a little bit into a little bit less of a happy position here, basically early on. Incorporeal for map number 2. Solar, our last Zerg in the tournament, looking to hang on in there, looking to try and survive. And $100 if you lose out here as Solar, 125 guaranteed if you make it to the decided match of the day. That money only goes up as you make it into the playoffs. Okay, we're coming about. Hatch, gas, and pool coming through. So we take a few moments to see what our players would like to do. It's PvZ, so the first couple of minutes definitely pass by without much interest. We start at the Stargate usually, and we start figuring out things from there as well. Probe nibbling. A little bit of damage being done. Again, the spawning pool about it to be done. As the Cybercore finishes, we will get a bit more vision as to what is going to come up next. Have the couple lings going to go after a probe for a moment or two, so we just work our way across, get into position for a little while. Check to see what we might get up to, but nothing too out of the ordinary just yet. Just to have the probe. Moving on over. Going to come by. The couple lings are going to be right there as well. Do you have the Phoenix and the Adept both building? So Phoenix is interesting. Obviously, Phoenix is something that can push Overlords back early. One Phoenix is not usually the go-to, though, so again, kind of wonder what the plan may be here. Phoenix is going to hit that Overlord. It does step over. And the Oracle going to be popping in a moment or two as well. Phoenix is going to really go for Overlord to be able to get a little grab. Phoenix is building down. Just going to have our Oracle finishing up. So yeah, just Phoenix into Oracle, just something you don't see anywhere near as much anymore. I mean, this Phoenix is interesting because obviously you can continue to push Overlords back and deny the Overlord info and vision for a little while more than usual. But Spore. You're gonna head up the left side. 7 drones, 8 drones building out. Queen's gonna be there. The Phoenix taking damage, getting pushed back the other way for the moment. Again, doing a decent job for now. Well, there's the lair coming through, the drones and the lings continuing by. Phoenix gonna fight, the Overlord will take some damage. Nice 3 drones, but we've seen worse, and honestly with the Phoenix added in as well. So it's pretty reasonable. And 2 oracles out to the side, a couple of queens will gather up. We have ourselves the missile upgrade on the way. As the Hydrogen also builds, it's going to be seeing the extractor coming through. Double Oracle just going to activate for 2, 3 drones, make it 4. And the Queens. Still firing up. The Oracle onto that drone again, a little bit more damage done. Again, Storm building, +1 on the Blink on the way through. The Phoenix still attacking on the Overseer. The Queens will be there. The Phoenix get turned back around. Storm the Blink. Coming in for now. That +1 accompanying. Hydrogenlings will build through the +1 missiles. Finishing shortly. Groove Spines. The next step from Solar. Supply looking good for him. 74 drones with this Ling Hydra force. Ling Hydra does want to be aggressive. Obviously, Storm is very nice against Ling Hydra, and it is just Ling Hydra. No Infestation Pit. No Baneling Nest. Only just now getting Hydra speed, so it still feels though that we've got to go out and do something with this Ling Hydra force, because if you don't, where is the follow? Where does this game go in the long run? Like, the more storms that come on the field, the more and more difficult this is going to be, because you have no other way to approach this at the moment. That is the issue, as the Archon halfway done. Charge still building, the Stargate on the way out. The 5 additional cannons will build as we speak. Those additional Hydras and Lings continue through. The Overlord's building out. I like this. A little bit of a stab prepped on the right side. A lot of the units now flooding down to the bottom left. Solar going to test the multitasking and the splitting of his opponents. As the Feelings show up here, you just need the Hydras to show up. Again, they're still slow, so his attack onto these couple of cannons takes a while to set up. Storm here is actually dodged from pretty nicely. Storms are mostly on the right side, which is the lesser army from Solar. Don't think this is good enough. We pop one of the stage wards. There is another there. Circles will come through. They pop it again. New High Templar morphs in. Just going to morph into an Archon. The High Templar should be on their way over now. The right side attack has been held off. The Solar truly have the numbers he needs. He's got Hydras kind of on all sides, but a lot of them being disjointed is not exactly doing him any favors. We're a Storm away from losing a bunch of these Hydras too, and his supply is absolutely not hanging on in there at all. Zound starting to look much more comfortable here in this game number 2. And starting to look very good in this series in general. It's about to be on a 2-0 lead. Things are going down. Hydras can do a lot if they're given the chance. I really felt like the High Templar were about to die there. Maybe they do. Honestly, now that the splash damage is gone, there's still Hydras left over. They can take this fight. And Zound may regret having stepped so far forward. The Hydras having speed is going to help out so much as well. That's only just really kicked in recently. I just still don't know if we're at the point where we have enough overall. You still got that Storms available. As long as Zound has Storms accessible, it's going to be something he can push back. You can always deal with this, it feels like, in that scenario, and that is exactly where we're at the moment. Hydra's getting through. The couple cannons will take some shots. More Hydras. Few of the Zerglings still continuing to come by. Hydra, High Templar, Archon, and Immortals coming up as well. Just move about, just gonna see the army still settling down. The Stay Sword catches just a couple of those Hydras. We're actually gonna get some good damage out here. Some Zealots gonna start dropping quickly. Storm comes down on the edge of the Hydra, but we just about slip away from it. Hydra start to split. The Zealots and the High Templars and everything else pulls back over. A lot of units from Solo, man. He really recovered from a push that didn't feel like it was working initially, but he's kept it up. The real test here is, are there enough kind of tech units from ZOUN for him to still survive? Step forward. I love the chase. Gets a High Templar as well. Step to the left side. Those Archons are exposed. The only problem on the left is that the cannons are there, and you are going to open yourself up to being surrounded. As we're going to see the Oracle showing up here as well. I mean, this is an all-or-nothing attack from ZOUN as he needs to survive, but it isn't happening. The High Templar there gets surrounded too, so no more storming. And all the tech units went down. Without the tech units, you do struggle in this game, obviously, because recovery at that point becomes very difficult. Like, having a massive tech units is absolutely a way to fight this. Running out of tech units is absolutely not, as that High Templar gets the Storm energy recharge just before it died. Cybercore goes down. We'll finally be able to bust down that pile. He's actually going to go for the Immortal, though. Prism should be able to save it, because it unloads a couple of Zealots. That would have been really nice to get rid of there, because he could have stopped this Immortal popping out. Could have targeted the Immortal too for a couple more seconds. I don't know if ZOUN would have been fast enough to pick it up. Letting that pylon live for so long has been kind of crazy. Finally, a Tempest showing up. Hey, multiple Tempest going to be able to help ZOUN fight from afar. And I wonder if Solo has taken so long that actually he is not in a good enough spot anymore. I mean, don't be wrong, if the Hydras get under the Tempest, then brilliant. The Tempest will not do much, but the Tempest will be constant damage output now. Where if Solo is not able to get rid of them, it does become an issue. As you can see, the Tempest there very nearly going down. We do get one of them. Like I said, I think every Tempest we get rid of is huge. It's less damage over time. The Immortal still being saved by the Prism. Good job there. The couple of Zealots leak forward. Can we get the Prism right now? Yes, we can. And now the Immortals are in trouble as well. High Temple on the high ground. Only one of the Immortals went down. The other did manage to pull far enough away. Storm coming down. Solo still trying to break on in. More Tempest showing up. It's becoming a bit more desperate for Solo, because I do really think he looks at these Tempests and says, if I don't really deal with this right now, do I have a way to play the longer game? I mean, if it's only Tempest, then sure, but now a Mothership is building. If you give up the attack here because there's too many Tempests, then your opponent has time to rebuild into Storm as well. So many possible problems as the Tempest again taking some damage. The Hydra stepping through. Ling's still trying to get there. We have a Spire, Lings, and the Hydra coming about. Tempest still building. Mothership as well. Gateway and Cybercore building as we speak. Uh-oh. High Templar surrounded. Dead before Storms. That's a massive catch for Solo. 3 Storms would have been absolutely huge, of course. Now he's going to be on this Nexus. He could kill the Natural. If he kills the Natural, what does he focus on next? Probably the left side base. I imagine the idea would be to get to the, break through the stack defense there and just work this down to a 2-base Protoss. Not really focused on that left side base in a while. Again, has been focusing, trying to break through the Natural for a long time. A couple of Zealots will go down, opens the door to the Archon. We have another Storm here, perhaps? We do. The Hydras are already backing away from it. But there is exactly the moment that we're going to get to, which is now there's just so many Tempests dealing so much damage. They are going to be ZOUN's answer. And after Solo did so much, now he gets pushed away. However, Spire finishes. So he will actually have an answer to the Tempest. But now he's going to have to get an answer to the, he's going to have to get Corruptors up while still keeping enough ground army that he's threatening as well. So, still not exactly an easy situation. So let's Knight Templars join up together there for the moment. It's a weird scenario because Solar stopped a lot of stuff to make this happen. He did not continue to upgrade. Obviously, the only tech he's added on is the Corruptors. His drone count's never been super crazy, but he is now a 5-base Zerg, so he could add on. In fact, I'd love to see him add on 10 drones or so at least. Just get up to real proper 5-base economy. Like, yes, it's 50 minutes in. Some of these bases might not, but like 80 drones is going to feel a lot better than 70 drones, especially if you're looking to just keep on building through into fights, which right now feels like more or less one of the only options we really have. Templar shots coming through. High Templars warping in, the sentry building as well. Their attack and the +1 air weapons continues to come through. And just groups and the lings continue to gather up. Facing the Corruptors, as seen already. Couple of Tempest shots coming straight out. Ling Hydra splits apart for the moment. And we've seen the Lings, the +2 missiles coming about, and well, Solar's spreading. I mean, this is where it gets interesting. Solar's teching up. But ZOUN's army is looking better than it ever has. This game finally calmed down enough for ZOUN to take a few moments. And so here we are. And as the right side Nexus will fall. So 5th base not allowed. Maybe that's one of Solar's better plays right now. Just keep him from getting to a 5th base. Let extra stuff come up for you. I'd like it more if you had more drones. Like, you're sitting here building a bank off of 67 workers. The thing is, if you have less workers, you have more army supply. But if you're not utilizing that army supply, what does it really matter? Then you may as well have had more workers and built up a bigger bank. And I think that's like I say, is why I don't like where this is going for Solar. If he can't find a fight, like obviously if he finds a fight and forces something, then brilliant. But also forcing a fight against this army doesn't seem great either. I wonder if this is almost a little bit of a checkmate for Solar, where he just doesn't have any real good option. Tries to fight in. There's a lot of units on the bottom side that just are not joining in at all. I think checkmate's a very good way to phrase it, because any move Solar made didn't feel like it was going to be effective enough. GG, ZOUN takes a 2-0 lead. Man, these are two games that have been very, very close. This is a 2-0 that has been extremely competitive. And as we go to Maganatha for Game 3, it feels difficult to bounce back from an 0-2 deficit, but the games have been so good that I would say it's still within sight for Solar. Like, these two games could have fairly easily flipped the other way. So yes, odds are against Solar right now, but he's not playing as though he should be 0-2 down, I think is the fair statement to make. So that should, like I say, give you a little bit of hope heading into Game 3. See if Solar can make it happen as we get everyone into the lobby. We'll be into it in a moment, guys. WardiTV Summer Championships round of 16 continues here in this Group C elimination matchup. We get ready for this Game 3 as Gogo gets called from both, and we can begin. Solar Drent down 0-2. Of course, Hero and Bunny will be playing after this in the winners matchup to see who will lock themselves a position into the playoffs in the top 8. Let's find out how it goes as we go. Like I say, Maganatha up next. Heading in right now. Solar says Terran. I saw him beat Terran and I was just so convinced he was going to change. My bad. Alright, we'll try this one again. Alright, attempt 2 at this Game 3. Let's roll in a moment. That's underway. I'm going into Maganatha as mentioned. Let's see what happens. In the bottom right, a blue Protoss player is going to be ZOUN. 2-0 in the lead, taking on the red Zerg. In the top left-hand side, we've got Solar from Falcons. Hey guys, we regamed because Solo was just... Basically, the TLDR is... This happens a lot why players are the wrong race, is that if the player loads into the lobby, not in the player slot, if they load in as a spectator, then get moved to the player spot, the game doesn't remember what your last picked race in a custom game was. So if they load straight into the player spot, it doesn't matter, they don't have to switch their race. But if they do have to get dragged up into the player spot, then it resets to Terran. So sometimes people just forget to switch it and we don't check, and there you go, you know, so... It's, that's what happens. Alright, hatch pool coming up. Just gonna be seeing... what's going on. Next is about to finish. The Overlord just going to be moving to the side. Stargate still building. And that link speed halfway done. Stargate about to complete. Oracle building through, Warp Gate's halfway done, the Adept is going to try and shade up, the Lings will chase. Again, Oracle and the Warp Gate just building by, nothing too surprising yet, still in the early game. Obviously moved away from the Phoenix into Oracles as ZOUN. Just the Oracles straight up this time over. Terran is the standard. Well, Terran's always the first listed race because the Terran expansion was the first expansion. So yeah, Terran was always, everything, everywhere lists Terran first because of that, I think. It's probably the logic behind it. And then they build in there, basically trying to force people to play Terran as well. Crazy, right? Crazy. Evo Chamber coming up. We do see the Twilight Council and the next still building in as well. Fourth hatch already coming through from Solo, third Nexus from ZOUN. Bling Bang going to be the option this time around. The Dana's coming in, the hatchery building. Come back over again. The gate's coming up. The Bane Nest is about halfway done. Continuing by for the moment. He has the blink Done shortly. Is halfway through, so we continue in with that, looking reasonable for the moment. Again, Lair finishing up shortly. The blink's still on the way, some extra gates coming up as well. Just have pressure from ZOUN building as the Ling's already looking to counter down. Warlock is good. The Lings now, they can still be used as a bit of pressure or just a flank on this army. No, the Queen's where are we going? That is not where they want to be. That's -2 Queens right off the bat just for the pathing. I guess they were just to the right spreading creep and then they moved over. Lings are going to run straight onto these Stalkers, mind you, and they actually do very well. The Oracles activate, but the Stalkers are not savable because they do not have Blink yet. And now we're going to try and throw down the gateway. Stasis wards coming up. We're going to try and pop those with the Zerglings, which we do. So those Stasis wards don't do much. Not a bad start from Solar. Don't get me wrong, it's not cheap. He loses a lot of Lings in the process, but still really not bad. The Lings try and step up. Pylon going to get jumped on this gateway. Will be very unlikely to live. And this is commitment from ZOUN. There's no forge here. It's 7 gates. That gateway building is a gateway 8. Hydra's going to be on the way soon from Solar as well. It's important. There's going to be a point where Lings alone can't really get the job done, but the Hydras absolutely can make it, so you have that opportunity to still see success here. That is what we're currently heading toward. Stalker step up. Hatchery. Take some shots. The Lings are in! Surround on the Adept, and we are going to break into the natural. That's a problem for ZOUN. The last thing you want in this scenario is to waste time playing defense and warping in defense. Yep, those Lings on the counterattack are great. And now look at this. The Stalker's stuck a little bit, trying to get their Blinks available. The numbers getting cut down. Solar will step back, wait for the Hydras to continue to reinforce this. And more warp-ins back at home from ZOUN as Solar continues to threaten over there. That is, again, just such a big deal. It really eats away at the units that are meant to be stacking up to be at a point where they're, unengageable or, unchallengeable. This is looking better and better for Solar here. It's not done yet. You can still micro very well here as ZOUN. You still got to make sure you take the right trades as Solar. It's been a very good start. Resources lost is very favorable for Solar too, which is what you want in these scenarios, if possible. See the couple of Lings actually coming in. Whoa, what is that recall? Half the Stalkers recalling, the others left because, again, it's Lings across the map. That's a nice stasis. It's the first real mistake Solar's made. Stepping into this gives an opening. And it's a good thing that he forced a recall because otherwise he would have been in maybe a bit of trouble. But yeah, even for forcing the recall is crazy. Look at all the energy on the Nexus too. No idea where to spend it. Maybe just kind of chrono boost a whole bunch of gateways or something right now. You see our Stalkers still stepping down to the bottom portion of the map. As we do see the Hydra's getting rid of the Oracle, so no more Stasis Ward there. We need a few more Lings to get in front and protect these Hydras. You see a few Zealots warping in, but they are without charge. They are just slow Zealots, just trying to do a little bit of buffering for the Stalkers right now as the Lings will run in and again tank for these Hydras. The Stalker HP bars are getting low, by the way, so we're starting to see the point where these Stalkers, even with good Blink Micro, it's hard to keep them alive. In fact, you can see a lot of them there just going down. They are melting, and now Solar can just take this full-on fight into the warp-in point. GG, Solar has a map in the best of 5. A great defense here. From the start of that defense till the end, I actually think he played that very well and puts himself into a position to stay alive. And our final Zerg of the tournament will not fall just like that. We will go to last fantasy at the very least before eliminating our Zerg player here. ZOUN in the replay for a second. We'll give him a moment. And then we will host up. Solar's just so fun to watch. Solar is a very fun player to watch. I mean, this entire series has actually been great so far. Really entertaining. Really fun. Again, Hero Bunny coming up after this, I think, could be... Actually, I'm so fascinated to see what Bunny comes out with after such an interesting series earlier on as well against... There was such an interesting series against ZOUN earlier. I'd also like to see some Bunny TVZ. So I'm kind of cheering on Solar, then kind of expecting here. It'd just be nice to see some TVZ, I guess. Anyways, 6 players in there. Yep, we're good. Perfect. Let's get this started and kick this off. Get this underway. Oh my god, solo is set as Terran again. Nobody in the lobby noticed. Twice now. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, game number 4. Ay, ay, ay. Zergproto said, yeah, I keep saying this, guys. I've had a pretty rough couple of days in terms of just I've been doing stuff. I've not stopped. My brain is just like, woo, you know. So yeah, my brain's just been a little bit all over. Honestly, I said this earlier, but like tomorrow I'm gonna be a little bit late to the Leo League Cup, but I'm kind of tempted just to take the day off, because I feel like I just need a day to like sit back, relax, reset a little bit, and just start all over again. Like my brain could just do with a day, you know. So yeah, really just do with a day as we get into the right side blue pro space of ZOUN. His opponent bottom left Stola gets a map with the defense against the 8-gate Blink Stalker. Into game 4 we go as Stola keeps himself alive, but for how long is the question. Can he do it again? Can he take us to a game 5? We'll find out. Hi, Wardy. What do you think about the PvT matchup? It's beautiful. It is one of the 6 matchups in the game. It's lovely stuff. I'm not in balanced wine mode today. Ask me this question another day, you probably get my my Terran answer. Terran within me cries to complain. Cybercore next is coming down. I mean, I think some days we watch PvT and you can just see, like, you know, you can watch and you can just see that the matchup does not look fun to play. I think there's been a lot of examples where you're watching, it's like, okay, well, it's not ideal. I feel like there's a lot of snow. I said it best the other day. The other day I said sometimes, you know, I've watched this game for a lot of years. I've watched a hell of a lot of games. And I feel like, you know, sometimes you're off. Sometimes you're a bit wrong. But more often than not, when I'm watching games of PvT right now, there are situations where I feel like my assessment of the game is completely wrong. Because I feel like the Terran's in a good position and they get slaughtered. I'm not trying to say I'm like a pro-level analyst or anything, or analyst or anything, but like, I do think, like, that to me is a concern that, like, as someone who's watched the game for so long and feels like they have a fairly good baseline set understanding, to be so off so consistently about the matchup right now feels like something's a little, you know, probably needs tweaking. But then, maybe I just don't understand modern day PvT that much. You could argue that as well. Yeah. It's also a possibility. Hey, matchups change though, like we adjust to kind of what to expect. Maybe the expectation right now is that Terran should really struggle if Storm is on the map. I think Storm's just a little too good right now though. I don't think that's a crazy thing to say, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to say either. I think if we get some tweaks, you got to tweak something in this matchup. I think the problem with PvT as well is just the fact that obviously if you're so heavily encouraged to all in as the Terran, it makes the matchup a lot more one-dimensional, right? Like, having those builds available is nice, but feeling like you have to do those builds makes the viewing experience less interesting too, so... This will fire. Oracle will shoot. We've seen our queens. some damage onto that Oracle as it gets chased away a little bit there. The Warp Gate about to finish. Just get rid of energy recharge. You can't just get rid of energy recharge. If you get rid of energy recharge, Protoss just die. I think, I mean, maybe tweak recharge or something, but yeah. It's going to be hard to pinpoint it, and obviously you've got to come up with a change that doesn't affect everything else too heavily, so... Gonna drop the pylon down, battery coming up, Twilight Council on the way in, the Adept coming through. The upgrade still coming by as well. A couple of drones and the Lings still gathering together as you can see the Queens able to punch at those Oracles as they try to look for some damage. Tell you what, it's been a fairly peaceful early game for Solar so far. Resource lost his mineral and not lost a lot of workers. Here are the Adepts and the Oracles combining to try and change that. But honestly, I don't know how much they're going to get. They get a couple, but you know, some lost mining time. It's also more Adepts than usual, right? 4 Adepts all at once. You already lost 2, so... yeah, it's a pretty big commitment to not get as much damage as you found earlier with 2 Adepts and a couple of Oracles. They're threatening those Stalkers, but the Adepts are coming back, as are the Oracles. You don't have time to kill anything then. It's a good assessment from Solar to run away. Minimize the damage taken on those Zerglings, unnecessary for the moment. Stalker's going to hit the Overlord then. Some damage being done. We have the Overlord going to go down. And Storm continues to start up. Let's just have a couple extra gateways coming about as well. Oracles just gathered together again. The blink about to finish. Storm on the way. Lord's going to start up on the side of Solar, by the way. So Lord on the way with some Hydras building. Maybe a little way to get a little bit feisty. Overlord speed 2, so yeah, I'm going to try and make a little bit of a option for yourself. Storm finishes. Again, charging the +1, the Robe of Facility 2, all on the way by there. A couple cannons coming up as well. The Queens are going to be there to push the Oracle back into the center a little bit. The Lings and the Lord will pull over to the right and get ready to head into the main. Oracle settles down. Just going to be seeing the Lings unloading in that main base. The Overlord getting those Lings out, and a few Zealots warp in immediately. The Stargate's still building. Nexus coming up. Storm on those Zerglings, going to push those back, and now the Lings are going to go huge onto this mineral line. A lot of probes taking a lot of damage. 4 or 5 workers going down right off the bat, make it worker number 6 as well. The Oracles back in the crossover here, going to continue to play cleanup for a little while. And this upgrade finishes soon. Bailing speed going to finish very shortly. Still got that Hydra speed coming up as well. Still going to be full Lingbane Hydra, 82 drones. He's going to be ready to start taking fights, and you throw a Fleet Beacon down here as ZOUN, but you can't invest too much into that just yet, because you need to make sure you can defend against this army, and the Drop Lords are going to make this very fun as well as we head around the right side. Solo supply blocked. One thing he needs to get rid of is that supply block. Get a couple Overlords out. Just as he loses, especially as he's using Drop Lords, if he loses some of these, right, that's going to be even more supply that you lose out on, Overlords you lose out on, so yeah, it makes sense to make a few extra. Here comes the recall, if that recall's too large, and this is dangerous. The High Templar recall in here as well. ZOUN is not casting any spells. The High Templar finally stormed themselves to death. He's defending at the front, but this main base is going to be ransacked. When you recall into the main and you don't end up defending, that's a disaster. Because not only have you lost the units you recall, but you're then losing the main base still anyway. There's a little bit of a stasis going to help you there. 21 probes already down, but ZOUN is in trouble as this wave of units from Solar is hitting, and it's hitting hard. The Zealots keep going down. The Drop Lord's even going to get out of there alive, so never mind that potential supply block I was talking about. And, well, we have ourselves Solar in a great position. Reinforcements are just heading to the front. We do not have any Storm Energy right now. The High Templar there goes down. The Stasis will go down. The Oracle goes down, so no more future harassment in that regard. And it does feel as though we have got ourselves game number 4 going Solar's way. I said it as it was 2-0 for ZOUN. This was a series that did not look like a 2-0. It was extremely close games 1 and 2. And Solar has rebounded heavily, man. Great defense game 3. Fantastic attacking game 4. And now it's all tied up and going to Ultra Love to decide this best of 5 elimination matchup. One player survives to the round of 16. The other is knocked down. Let's see who will be taking which role. One survives to the winner's match, I should say, and the other gets knocked down. We remember to set ourselves a Zerg this time around. Game 5 coming right up, guys. No delay. We're going to just send it. Just waiting for one more to join the lobby. We can kick this off. Good casting. Thank you. Glad you are enjoying. Fun games today, honestly. These groups in general have been really good. Yesterday was maybe a little less great. I think yesterday's game's kind of... I was freaking tired yesterday. I'm just going to be tired all week, guys. I'm sorry. But Group A was fantastic. Group C has been really good so far as well. We've got some great games in the round of 16 of our Summer Championship, as in the bottom left. He had a 2-0 lead, but all the games are going against him now. Can he keep himself alive? He was invited into this event because he was top 4 in the Spring Championship. It is ZOUN in the bottom left corner of Ultra Love. As in the top right, the red Zerg is Solar. 2 in a row. Can he keep that momentum on his side and keep the final Zerg of the tournament flag flying? But just a tad bit longer here. So, final map of the series. Ultra Love is the battlefield. Will it be ZOUN? Will it be Solar? It's been some very fun games, to be honest. Nexus building gets settled in. Target coming through. Target finishing in a moment or two. As can be seen, the Queen gonna fire. That will take some shots as we just have The Oracle building. Warp gate on the way by. The Ling speed halfway done as well. Adept just gets into that wall off. We're going to see the other Adept will shade for a moment. Let's have ourselves the factory building through. Oracle on the way. Okay, building. Let me just take a few moments right here. Figure out what we want to get up to. A couple queens coming about, the Overlord building as well. And just have the Oracle still sat between the bases. 8 drones in production. Had that evolution chamber on as another step of this. So far, so good. Because of that, Oracle's take some damage. Few shots coming about already. Queen gonna shoot the Oracle. And push back a little bit for now. So we've seen the couple of Oracles still gonna be there. The Adepts moving around. A couple of drones dropping down as well. Adepts. Oracle activating a few of those Zerglings taking damage. We will see the blink and the extra gates coming through as well here, so we continue to bring that over. Building, gates building, Forge, Temple Archives. All coming through for the moment, so again, we get a little bit of everything coming up right now. The investment just coming through is still going to play that melee upgrade once more as well, so that's obviously well on the way right now. Also, get that finishing. It's going to be seeing the Forge, Temple Archives coming through. The Dropper Lord is going to be continuing by as well, so just bringing all of this up as a few creep tumors go into the front. I think it to be done for Zound. So a Ling, Roach. Set up nicely. Dropper Lord is going to be available too, as we have the Overlord speed coming in. Ratchet going to load just a few Lings to the corner here. Bit of a distraction. Wondering if we're getting ready to push across the map with everything else. Feels like that's obviously a real possibility here as soon as the Lings dive in. Going to run through. Going to see a probe. Going to get jumped on immediately. That probe goes down. Another couple Stalkers going to get jumped on as well. Ling's going to find one of those Stalkers in a moment. They do. Single Adept fires up as well. The other Zerglings get pushed back the other way. And again, +1 Storm continue to come out. The High Temple and the Probes building as well. Roach, Ravager, Ling all coming through from Solar. Add that Roach speed in as well. And good for the moment. Chronicles drop a little Revelation down. So you see Solar continue to head down to the south. Drop Lord. And we've seen a few of the Zerglings falling. As it gets chased away, we will see the rest of this Ling, Roach, Ravager stepping through as well. High Temple on the right side. Obviously, would like to get their Storms involved. We are ready to Storm right now. First Storm doesn't do much. Clips the edge of the Roaches. We're going to need better than that if we want to see some success here. Solar also needs to be better than this in terms of breaking through. He needs more. It's a nice Storm because it's going to zone for a little while, but we're running out of energy. A lot more units still on the way in. Another Storm that hits pretty nicely, but then doesn't have much of a follow-up. Going to spread creep over here to give us a bit more access up this ramp. Lings setting off the stasis wards nicely as well. That's a great Storm. That one does hit a lot of the Roach Ravager. Solar pulls back, but I think it is time to move on up. Corrosive File onto those Archons, and we are going to go dead center. Oh, the Stalker pushed one of the Archons out of the way from the double kill set of Vials. That would have been huge. The Overlords get a bit too aggressive. Supply blocked Solar for a moment. I don't think this is good enough to Solar. I think this is a hold being made right now from ZOUN. That one arc, I mean, he is maybe the most difficult situation right now for ZOUN because he doesn't have the Storm, but maybe he just has the units at this point. A few more Lings showing up. They're going to be able to buffer against the Stalker, something we've not been able to do for a while because before they were just setting off stasis wards. New High Temple on the high ground trying to gather energy, but you can see that Solar starts with the missile upgrade. He's realizing and recognizing that this is just not looking to be good enough right now. An upgrade suggests that he knows he's not breaking through anytime soon. The High Templar again would be nice to get, but the position is difficult to break into, and Solar is not going to get there. The Storm, another couple of corrosive biles as half the Stalker's going to chase back. The Overlord's taking damage too, and ZOUN has held in this final game. That might just be all we need. Baneling Nest coming up from Solar. We have a Link counterattack, but ZOUN is not holding up at all, huh? He's coming straight across the map. He knows the advantage he has. He has a full energy High Templar here as well. Solar's going to bring those Lings back around the other side and look for the wraparound and maybe save the day. High Templar is figuring out what the best Storm is. Probably just on the Ravagers. They're the most clumped up units. The Lings are kind of running through a few at a time. Defense is... it's possible. I don't think it's going to be a fun defense for Solar though, because it's expensive. Especially as Zealots run in on top of the Ravagers. These are expensive units as well. You cannot really justify losing them. And after all the excitement of the reverse sweep being on the board, Solar's attack fizzles in this final game. Our final Zerg of the tournament is eliminated, and ZOUN will survive through to the round, to the deciders round in this group. Alright, with that said, guys, Hero and Bunny will be coming up next. That was a long series, so we'll get right to it as we get Hero and Bunny ready to party. So we'll invite these guys in, get their voters going. I'm going to BRB a couple moments. And then we'll come back with that Hero Bunny series, guys. Thanks for watching so far today. Appreciate you all. We'll be back with more WardiTV Summer Championship action in a moment. Alright, Bunny Hero winners match best of 5 coming up. It will be ZOUN in the decider matchups, either a rematch for Bunny or some PvP for Hero. depending on who loses out here. Of course, the winner of this series is into the playoffs, top 8 of the Summer Championship. That is what's on the line. Everyone's in the lobby. Let's kick this off and get ready to go. No reason to be waiting around any longer. Let's get this ready to go. Tokamak going to be our opening game. And, Bunny had such an interesting set of builds against Hero earlier. Obviously, imagine Hero probably saw some of those, so wondering if Bunny has a way to switch it up at all, or if he's just going to kind of get to a point right now where he just doesn't really have a way to kind of fix things. It's going to be interesting as we get to the top right. The blue Protoss player here is going to be Hero, and he's definitely going to be the favorite coming into this game. Let's see how he looks. He also had some wild builds against Solar earlier, so guess we'll see what happens as in the bottom left. Bunny will be the challenger in this series, right? He will be the player looking to say, hey, I can cause an upset. I can get to top 8. It'd be fantastic to have him there. But at the very least, Hero stands in his way right now. I do think Hero is definitely a challenging matchup for Bunny. These guys are old friends, both CJ and his teammates from way back in the day, so they've been through a lot of StarCraft 2 together. They also had that that finals in Atlanta in 2022. 7-game series. Bunny in the finals, but fell short by a map. I was just thinking recently, I mean, obviously Hero's the more accomplished player recently, but it really is showing in their results as well. Hero 2-1, Hero 4-1, Hero 2-0, Hero 3-0 in the Spring Championship, actually. So actually, they met in the Spring Championship group stage 2 as well. Didn't even realize that, but that was a 3-0 for Hero back then. I wonder what the group was back then. That must have been a winners match, right? Oh, was it a decider match? Yeah. Oh, no, it's the winners match. Wow, so they actually met in the winners match back then. So, wow, that's funny. This could be history repeating itself. Back then, Bunny beat Classic in the initial match, lost 3-0 to Hero in the winners match, and then lost 3-0 to Classic in the decider match. It could be a similar kind of set of things that happens here today as well, to be honest. So, could be very interesting. All right, well, intros have been done. I've yapped on about some past results and stuff. The only thing to do now is to actually look to see what these games are going to look like, see what builds we're going to get, see what these two are going to start getting up to here. See the next stage of the day is going to look like. Well, Trilycan's the building, the Stalker and the Wargate continuing up, the Cyclone, the Orbital building as well. The SCV is about to be finished, so we get that all underway. And there is the Proxy Starport, so very fun build, the Proxy Starport. Hellion drop is one of the things you think of when a Proxy Starport comes in, but there's no Hellions on the way. It's a Cyclone that's building. One of the main parts of the previous game was Bunny's denial of the hallucinations at multiple different parts. Station goes down, and it's double starports. He builds a starport in the main. Wow, what are we gonna do here, Bunny? He really is coming in with some builds today. I love it. One starport at home, Tech Lab on the Proxy Starport. Hallucination is checking kind of the right side of the map. Uh-oh, that SCV is a dead giveaway! Oh, SCV, seen by Hero here. Did he pick up on it, though? I don't know if he picked up on it. If I see that SCV, I feel like you run the hallucination to the right side and at least look to see where that SCV is coming from. But now he sees the starport in the main base as well. Maybe he doesn't concern himself. This was interesting too. He started the Viking as a fake. He didn't actually have the money for the Viking because he wants to go into the... Wow, it's actually super smart from Bunny. Because the starport is not on a tech lab at home. So if Hero doesn't figure this out, Cloak Banshees are going to set up and Hero is going to feel safe to skip detection. Because the starport in the main base looked like it was building something. Another hallucination coming in. Bunny's going to have to start up a Viking again or something, right? To make this look as though we're still building. Maybe now you get a little bit suspicious here, like, hey, why is nothing actually coming out of the starport here? And he didn't see anything. I mean, it could have just been a Viking just off to the left side or so, or a Liberator that's on the map now. I guess that's probably the assumption. Oh my god, it's a Giga Brain play from Bunny. Hero's got 0 detection, and he's had no reason to start any detection at all. You can't take as much damage as Hero's about to take to these Banshees and win the game after against a Marine tank push. It is the reality of what is coming up right now. Second Banshee is done in a few moments. Cloak is not far beyond it. Wow. There's hallucinations. I mean, surely you look at this starport and you wonder, what the hell are we doing? Right? Like, why is this starport just constantly sat here? Liberator never showed up when you kind of saw that initial building earlier as well. Yeah, he's got to be absolutely perplexed as Hero. I tell you what's going to be perplexing is 2 Cloak Banshees flying into your main base. Again, detection levels are at an all-time low. There's not even a robot on the map. This isn't like, oh my god, I've got to start an observer. Hero has been completely fooled, and the probes will fall. There's already 7. This is going to be 8, 9. I mean, take your pick. These Banshees just go until they run out of energy. Obviously, the newest Banshee does not have energy forever. But this is what the follow-up is for from Bunny as well. I mean, come on, bro. What are you doing here? There's absolutely nothing from Hero. If one Banshee runs out of energy, we are going to run the hell away. No blink, by the way. This is a charge opening from Hero. Didn't really stop to talk about it. But it means that even when the Banshees run out of energy, getting on top of them isn't going to be easy. 22 workers killed. The entire main mineral line not mining during this as well. The probes went on a wander to try and keep themselves alive. And Bunny's play is going to work to perfection. I mean, we're done with this attack for multiple moments at this point, and we're only just now finishing the robot facility. That's how underprepared Hero was. It was a beautiful ploy, and Hero ate it up and bought it absolutely 100% of the way. That was, that was wild. I love it. Well, now Medevac moves out onto the map. These Fusiliers at the front have had charge, but there's been no reason to utilize charge. It's kind of the problem that we have, right? That's the bigger issue, basically. The Zelds get chased. This Medevac, though, coming across the map, maybe the more interesting moment. Stim is done. Combat shield +1 on the way. Bunny is up 13 workers. All he has to do is not die to storms, and he is golden at the moment. So let's pull all the way back. The Marine drop does go off into this mineral line. We get a few probes already. Army out over here! Oh no! Well, not a great moment for a little lag spike to come through, but the High Templars go down in the prism. That is obviously not great either. I mean, we at least did get one very good storm off, as we are going to get rid of this High Templar as well. There's another High Templar there that actually does have energy. He's going to use the storm on the few units that are there. Zelds charge in. Bunny, may I just have to back away from this a little bit? This is fine, because obviously this is a scenario where Hero actually has built up an army that's designed to beat this. He's still down a bunch of workers. And the Banshees are back! Hello! Good to see you guys again, at least if you're Bunny. Not so good if you're Hero. As Bunny's reinforcements should be plenty here. Wouldn't mind starting to come through. Zealots will take massive damage. Oh my god, they're going to be hurting! That's a big storm. Gonna let the Marauders to run through and tank it a little bit. Bunny was a little low on the medevac count, but that's being fixed now as well. This High Temple will also drop as Hero retreats away in what is, like I say, an unwinnable position in this game 1 at this stage. Well, they go around the left, ready to push onto the top side third. Wouldn't mind having survived shots from earlier and recharging is always a great sign for a Terran 2. More efficiency from your mines, you're always going to take that. As we just have the, yeah, the army just going to sit here. I love this Banshee targeting the Sentry as well, by the way, because it takes out the Guardian Shield. We don't mind! Gets the full prism! Okay, Hero, get out of this game. This game, nothing went your way. This was a very well-deserved game by Bunny. The trickery was brilliant. Hero never picked up on the tiny signs. Because in the game, like, you're seeing things, you're scouting, like, maybe you're a bit confused, but you just don't put 2 and 2 together of what exactly this could have been. The reality is what this could have been is, like, because you saw the starport the first time building something on no tech lab, right? So you say, it's cool, I can skip Robo. But when he rescouts the starport, the first time he rescouts it, he sees nothing building. And so you're like, well, that makes sense, because if nothing is building here, then the Liberator popped and it's on the way across the map. But then the Liberator never showed up, and at the same time the Liberator never showed up, like maybe you presume it's like a Viking, you never saw a medevac, you never saw a Viking nearby, even when the hallucinations are flying around. Yeah, I think maybe, just the fact that Starboard was still doing nothing could have been maybe the sign. As we get ready for game number 2 here. A little bit of fun between the players. No, honestly, like I said, the signs that were there for Hero were very minimal, so it's understandable you don't pick up on it. This never works against the blink for hobo spammers. Yeah, it is funny as well, because Hero's building like a blind counter to Bunny, which is like a charge opening as well. And then Bunny does something that really just benefits from him skipping the robo facility completely. Love it. Bottom left, Blue Protoss is going to be Hero. He's down a game! And that means we've had a fantastic start for Bunny here. Better than he did in the Spring Championship round of 16, as he's already got himself a map. Let's see what happens next. Gonna see the probe getting pushed around by the SCV a little bit. A little bit of damage being done there. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Just have a little bit of back and forth. SCV and the probe going back and forth for a little bit. Like I said, you try and open with the charge again here as Hero and try and preempt the tank push that you probably expect Bunny to go for. It's really not a bad expectation either. Let's just have our Adept chrono boosting along. Factory building up. Be set down for a couple moments. Yeah, in game number 2. Delay the CC by killing the SCV. Marines trying to come down the low ground to depth. Shading upwards. Let's deload that SCV into the command center, drop it back out. Adept going to get there, the Stalker going to be there as well. The Cyclone going to come in. The Adept is going to be shading to the main, so that's going to be forcing the Cyclone the other direction. One more SCV goes down, finds the perfect target there, the one that was already nibbled at a little bit. And Hero has some successful aggression in the early stages. Well, Blink builds through, Robo Facility coming online, and there's the tech lab on the factory right there as well. gonna go cloak banshees again. This time it's not out on the map though, it is in the base. Let's have that blink. Finishing up shortly. The Banshee heading across the map right now as well. And right across the other side here currently. This hallucination keeps that scouting up. When you're playing against someone as tricksy as Bunny, you need to know what's coming at any point of the game. Banshee shows up. No battery. Uh-oh. If I had to make a guess, he was probably surprised at the fact that he flies in with one Banshee so quickly, I guess. So that battery's not quite ready, nothing in position. Now Marine Tank Banshee going to move out on the map. The observer sees this coming. I believe we've just pulled the boys as well. I believe that's that red cluster in the back. There they are. So a few boys coming as Bunny. Siege Tank in trouble. Needs to be super careful of that, of course. Great job, a hero. Anytime you're picking up a tank like that's going to work wonders for you. Now the Banshee as well. Uh-oh. This is the sort of start which I think Hero runs away with, right? Like, this is so difficult to rebound from. Stalker's just blink in from two sides. Actually struggling to get rid of the tank, and even then I don't think it really matters. Marines get left, and Bunny already knows that this one is doomed. Hero dealt with this way too well, and that is going to be GG. Take this to a 1-1 scoreline in the BO3. Oh, sorry, BO5. Best of 5. Not BO3. Alrighty, third map will be Ley Lines. Alright, Bunny trying to get back on track right now. Get everyone into this lobby. Just give us a second, guys. We'll be underway. Looks good. I think we've got everyone. Players ready. Let's count down into Bunny Hero, map 3. It's 1-1 and all tied up. Alright, Ley Line's coming through. Get this off, guys. Have to reset the lobby a little bit, but we're good. Let's jump in. In the top right hand side, that blue bronze player is Hero. In the bottom left, our red Terran is Bunny. TV across the map. One barracks proxied. Like the second barracks is already at home, of course. Interesting choices. What do we build then? Marine at home. Tech lab on the map. Marauders on the map. And a few Marines will walk across and support. Maybe. Tech lab about to finish. So you have the concussive shell starting. Sending on the way from Hero because he looks to hallucinate early. He will not be as Marauder heavy here as Bunny because obviously it's not 2 racks Marauder. Builds the reactor back at home as well, so you'll start to get more Marines out from there soon, but for now, it'll just be the first few Marines moving across the map. And Hero's going to see there's nothing here. No additional structures, there's no units. So Hero's got to stop and think, okay, well, that's something I'm going to have to deal with in the near future. No doubt. Battery not ready on this low ground. I'm going to start a bunker. Something that can take some attention. The battery taking pylon taking a lot of damage. It's a lot of probes pulled. As you're going to be seeing the force field kind of whiffs a little bit, to be honest. I mean, he did not heal his pylon up at all, so we're just going to rely on that pylon. No energy recharge just yet. Kill the pylon now. We will get the sentry next, and then we can make our way onto the stalkers maybe, as there's so many probes that are going to pull. Behind this bunny is still not expanding. He's on his way to the factory. These stalkers are chasing aggressively, but so are all of these probes. Look how far they're running. Look, and just absolutely shut this down. But at an extreme cost. All these probes not mine. There's time in which Bunny is able to maybe get a unit supply advantage up and maybe go from there. Obviously, the barracks on the map is going to be exposed now. Maybe units from there don't ever really come about. I don't know what Bunny does next, though. I mean, I guess just cyclones and you try and go from there, but even with the massive probe pull, I wonder if that's ever going to be good enough. And he says no. GG. GG. Hero overreacted, it felt like, but it was actually just a spot-on reaction because it completely got him the defense. Alright, game number 4 then. As we go to Incorporeal. I don't know if it was an overreaction fight. I actually think he knows if he just hard shuts it down, then he's just fine. Once again, hallucination saves the day. Would you rather that the matchup just be that Terrans can do whatever the hell they want and Protoss have no way to respond to it? Because they can't scout? Wouldn't that be fun? If Terrans just insta-win every game because Protoss just have to guess what's coming their way? You know... Doesn't really make sense. Chat, yes. Yeah. Well, I did see it played out by Bunny. I think the problem is the barracks on the map just never does anything again, and the Cyclone doesn't do anything either. Alright. Incorporeal coming up. Hero and Blue Protoss up 2-1. Taking on the Red Terran Bunny in the bottom right side. Game 4 of our series. Pax drops in. Gateway coming up. Here on the verge of a round of 8 here in the Summer Championship. Why can't they scout with the depths? Because the Terrans can wall off all of the stuff they build. Like, you can scout with the depths. It's just significantly worse. There's way less information you can gather. I think the problem is that because of energy recharge, hallucinations are just so spammable. It just doesn't feel like a choice. Why would you not just open with really good information? Right? Hallucination probably is a bit too good, simply because of energy recharge, you know? Cross can probe scout? Great, so you get information on whether it's a Reaper or a Marine. Fantastic. Love that. You know what? I saw he opened with the Reaper. I've got it. He's proxying the starport. You want pros to risk something to scout like every other way? I mean, you have to open with a sentry. It's still a gas-intensive unit. Like, it is good, but it's not free. I don't know, I feel like we're getting a bit hung up on hallucinations. Kind of wild that Bunny just, you know, cancelled the low ground. Probably not the wrong choice, just, yeah, not prepped to defend that at all. I also love how I complain about hallucinations in a series where a hero literally died to 2 cloaked banshees proxies on the map. Where earlier today ZOUN died to Bunny because his hallucination didn't gain access to the base because the Terran denied it. It's not the day to complain about hallucinations, I feel like. That gets grabbed. Well, council just building. Blink starting. No real surprises in our first few moments. Continue to set up for just a little bit here. As our main tank gathers, we will have the Oracle poised on the bottom of the map as well. That's not good. All the anti-air across the map. As if he's going to repair this tank. Well, it's very important Hero sees some when you see some success on the other side, but his tanks, I was gonna say go down, but the second one did get saved by the pickup on the medevac. Yeah, just Bunny's on the map, which is why this Oracle's getting in to do so much. I just don't think Bunny has the power that he needs to bust through this right now. The battery Gets recharged as well. Tank goes down. Hero's been on top of these attacks. Trickery in the first game was spot on. For the rest of the series, it just wasn't good enough for Bunny. And Hero marches on through to a 3-1 victory in the end. The coolest game of this series truly was the first one, as we're going to get set up into the rematch between Bunny and ZOUN. So we're going to get that set up here, and we go into one last matchup of the day, best of 5, to round us out. So, we'll kick this off, and Hero advances to the round of 8, obviously, with that win as well, worth noting. Getting ready to go. Alright, so, the rematch from earlier. Bunny had some great builds earlier. Let's see what's gonna happen. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. I'm just looking through the chat logs. Dude's been complaining about hallucinations for months. It's funny. Alright. Let's committed to the beliefs, as we will have some videos through. First map, ley lines. Ah, wrong button for me. You're very whiny today, but DC Hero defending 2 base all in while building a 3rd base, have 10 workers more and 3 batteries. Having 10 workers more is normal because Protoss have Chrono Boost and Terran have Mules, so that has absolutely no influence. Building a 3rd base is absolutely where the Protoss is meant to be at that point in time, because if he wasn't building a 3rd base, Bunny wouldn't want to be 2 base all in. And it's almost like he defended because he killed the tanks before they sieged because Bunny was not having a good time and was not focusing. Like, yes, I watched Hero completely outplay his opponent while playing a pretty normal setup and realizing that his opponent was all-inning, and so he prepared adequately to defend the all-in. I did, in fact, see that, yes. That did happen. Honestly, I'm just gonna ban you because I've read your chat history and you've done nothing but balance wine for 3 months. So take this ban as 3 months of balance whining. I don't feel like you bring anything good to the chat from what I just read in your chat history. Zound and Bunny are ready to go. Maybe it should just be a timeout, but you've sent 269 messages in the chat. And every single one, apart from... every single time I stop scrolling up, it's pretty much balance wine. Well, that's not completely fair. Some of them in 2024 went balance wine. Okay, you know what? It's not an insta ban. It's not a perma ban. But let's just chill out a bit. How about that? I feel bad for banning me. I will unban, but let's cut the wine a bit. Yeah, PvT's a bit Protoss favored right now. You don't have to bitch about it every day. Yeah. Alright, top right. Let's kick off. Blue Protoss is going to be Vitality's ZOUN. And in the bottom left, our red Terran is Bunny. Boy, you teach me to keep my wine and only to Zerg. Yeah. Balance fine. Yeah. I know. The sad part is that so much balance wine, I think, is just because we can't hold back. Like, I feel like there's so many healthy discussions we could have about, about, the balance of the game. But someone just can't, but people can't just help being like, no, this is freaking terrible, it sucks. Anyways, we get, little probe nibbling through for a few moments. Cybercore coming up, Nexus coming in. Proby is coming across the map. Getting set up for a couple of moments. Nexus is finishing soon. Warp gate on the way. And Reaper will be building. As the CC drops down, like I said, Bunny and ZOUN had a fun series earlier. If you missed the first series of the day, there was a lot of trickery from Bunny to help him get the 2-1 victory. They were genuinely some very fun games, so going to this last series of this Group C. Can Bunny do it again? Can he get 3 ZOUN, make the round of 8, or will ZOUN make a double Protoss advance from this group? I was going to see the battery finishing up. The Reapers are going to be there, and the Stalker will fire back a little bit, so a couple shots coming through. There's the command center going to finish in a moment or so. Starport still coming about. A couple of Reapers will fire. Well, grenade goes down, and the Stalker does get bopped backward. Again, the Cyclone and the Medevac coming through. Older command coming up on the natural, and we'll have that little Cyclone drop ready soon. We'll have one Cyclone out already. Let's see what he does next off the factory. Troopers pulling back, Cyclone and the Hellion joined up together. And Banshee will build. Continuing through. We have the racks coming in, the tank sieging, the Banshee building as well. A couple of Marines coming through, Blink halfway done. And a lot of that coming through. Another barracks going to get placed down. Banshee tank Marine at the moment from Bunny. 2 more barracks as well. Let's start interference matrix. And he's going to build a medevac. Doesn't go into a second Banshee. So he had the Banshee start, cancels it. Faking the cloak. Keep it going down. Just going to be seeing the extra gates and Temple Archives continuing through. Factory lifts off the tech lab. A few Stalkers going to have to turn the other way. Stimmin +1 will start up for the moment. It's going to be a storm from ZOUN. In the end, Bunny's just not pushing just yet. Third CC is starting as well, right? Again, Storm and the charge still build through. The next is coming up. Have a little bit of a pushback on the bottom left-hand side. Stalkers trying to fight against a few of the Marines and the tanks that are beginning to move on the map as well. So looking for a chance there, but I mean, just doing what the Stalkers are meant to do so far. Storm will be finishing very shortly. Just going to see the stim combat and +1 then building. Didn't come through. The Biofighting Marauder. It's about trying to stay alive there as the medevac is going to load up, and they're going to start boosting onto the map. So Bunny looking for some drop play in the next few moments. See medevac still boosting along. We are going to see the +1 attack is about to finish. The conquest of shells is on its way in as well. So just bringing that straight through for now. And get poised to fight up that right-hand side. We've seen the storm's coming through brutally. The tank's not siege. Zound just jumped on this army, and Bunny was not ready at all to really fight this. Well, a couple of zealots left. Stalker's going to blink in, looking for the cleanup. Got to be careful. The mine's actually going to zone a lot of the chase down here, so that will help. Bunny had a lot of units to the right side of the map that are currently not active, so unable to move through for the moment. Next is building on the 12 o'clock. We get that underway. Stalker coming down as we make some progress to the bottom left-hand side. We are going to be seeing the Roboband Forge Nexus as well. All building up. The Widowmine there. We're going to get jumped on. A little bit of bio-stepping through. Stalkers taking some damage, and we will see if ZOUN has enough to break up this ramp. First Storm doesn't do too much. Going to use both Widowmines on Zealots as they retreat away, which is not ideal, right? Could have been maybe used a little bit more effectively if they didn't go off on those. And that would have been nice, because the more mines you have to keep zoning here, the better off you're going to be. Stalker's going to blink back, gets rid of one more mine. There's still a couple more left. We're actually going to protect that mine too, so Bunny will be able to keep that alive, and he gets after the Observer, so it's a nice catch as Zound gets to his 4th base. Bunny is getting to Ghost to answer the Storm kind of phase. Then Zound's also going to be having Colossus coming through, so now Bunny bounding Zound. Now Bunny has to find an answer to Colossus, aka get up some Vikings. But can he get to Vikings comfortably enough? I think that part is going to be a little difficult. Fire stepping through, Stalkers getting pushed back. Wouldn't mind trying to step away there. A couple of Marauders taking damage. Bringing back again. Storm onto a few Marines. Templar still coming through. Hits the EMP on the next High Templar. Those High Templar are going to be out of energy, but the Zealot counterattack is something that Bunny is not set up to deal with at all right now. And ZOUN is looking good for this opening game. Nice Storm is in the back. Prism goes down. The Marines step back into the Storm, taking even more damage. There's a Colossus there too. The Zealots are still unanswered. Back at home for Bunny, and ZOUN will take the opening game. As Bunny suddenly finds himself in a bit of a TVP hole. 4 maps lost in a row in this matchup. Obviously losing 3 in a row to Hero, and now we're down 1 against ZOUN. It's going to be time to bounce back a little bit as we have 2nd map Ultra, 3rd map Mag, 4th map Pylon, 5th map Tokamak. So Ultra Love on map 2 coming up. Players are ready. Go is being called. Drag a couple players about into the right spots, and we are good to begin. Ultra Love starting up right here, so we'll get this going. Yeah, good solid play, honestly, from yeah, solid play from ZOUN as we get into game number 2. Bottom left, Blue Protoss is ZOUN up 1. In the top right, our red Terran is going to be Bunny. Words, Wardy? Yeah, words. Honestly, my brain is genuinely fried. I keep saying this, but like, I just need a day to stop and hang out a little bit. Probe checks through. SCV gonna come back the other way. Probe gets pushed down the low ground. The barracks about to be done. The gateway and the nexus coming up as well. Hold command halfway done. The Reaper's still building. Factory coming. Sub core on the way. What does Bunny get up to? Stock and the Wolfgate coming up, the CC and the reactor building up as well. Probe will nibble. SCV takes some shots. I'm just going to see the probe coming back the other side. SCV will get nibbled at again. Twilight Council, Stalk, and the Wolfgate still building through. The Reaper gets there. The probe will go down once again there. So just going to get that grabbed. And the Hellion continue through. And 2 probes going down. The Stalk going to be there to push that back. Goes down. It's going to be seeing the Stalker again push further back. STV comes into play the repair. I don't want to stop these Stalkers doing too much. The Reaper will have the speed to get the kill on that Stalker. And the Hellion can get the kill here as well, maybe. Had a bit more HP. I thought it might take a few more shots, but obviously Zound's smart and he pulls that Stalker back before before it gets so low it could be chased by the Hellions. So yeah, I'm thinking if Zound's AFK, then maybe that's possible. Obviously that's not the case. Marines claiming up a little bit with a load of Widowmine up. Double mine down to the bottom left side. Just gonna see the couple gates coming through, the robotics facility coming online, the blink also not far from being done here. Just yet. Mine dropping through, a couple pros gonna go bang bang. And a couple stalkers will get after that medevac as well, try and chase that back over the other way. More of that Marine Tank Banshee from Bunny, who is a lot of army supply right now. This medevac being hunted, blink about to be done, so it's definitely time to get cautious. Otherwise, things are going to start getting a little messy if we're not careful, so reasons to be cautious right now for sure. Medevac. Those mines were lurking, as we mentioned before, and they now get the chance to come through, but well handled by ZOUN, although he will have to bring... Yeah, she has the Observer. I was going to say, going to take a little while longer to clean another mine up, but it doesn't matter in the end. Here we go, Marine tank moving forward, the Banshee as well, stepping out onto the map. A couple of shots, and the Stalker's taking big damage. The Stalker's just diving for a tank. Anytime you get rid of that tank, you're removing a lot of the holding position that you can set up for as the Marines come through. The Medevac gets shot down as well. There's gonna fight. A couple of Stalkers get chased. The Observer goes down, still looking to try and press forward. All those Banshees firing about. Just going to be seeing a few more of those probies get knocked down here. 5 workers dropping. Getting a couple extra Stalkers. Mortal coming up. We're going to see the Stalkers coming down this ramp. Tanks are in good position. Another bunker or two dropping straight back into place. The Banshee still settling for the moment as the Immortal and the Stalker coming by as well. The Stalker's just going to take there some damage. More shots coming through. Just going to be seeing the Banshees having to load up and back away once more. So again, stepping away. The siege from Bunny is good. Zound doesn't have charge. Breaking through this is likely going to be pretty difficult, realistically. That's where we're, kind of the situation we look at right now. And she's firing a couple more of those Stalkers going down again. We are going to be seeing the siege tank doing their thing for a little bit. It's going to be seeing the break is going to happen. I mean, the Banshees are maybe the biggest problem, but the Stalker count is good and is remaining good. Bunny kills a lot during this. He's got Stim Combat Shield and +1 coming up behind it. Is that something we're happy with? Honestly, not really 100% sure either just yet. Not really 100% sure at all what the dealio might be there, as we just have Stalkers splitting back along. And Barracks, Medevacs, Marine Marauder all coming up as well, so bringing a lot more of this in. Fire Army still settles. We just have Stanley Charge finishing, and this game will continue then. So Bunny's supply looks good, and his army is better than ever. 3rd CC even moving out into position as well, so a lot of that coming straight in at the moment. A lot of that getting set up. See the army pulling back down that bottom left side. Storm is going to be finishing soon. All that bio coming across again. Medevac's going to be there, doing a little bit of the healing. A little bit of work coming by for now as well. The mine's going blasting. We do see the Archon, the High Templar stepping through. Stalkers and Mortals coming forward as well. That other Medevac going down also there. Just another nice grab as the army of Zound pushes Bunny back. Bunny with the worker lead is good. The upgrade lead also good. Needs to be careful of the storms, but otherwise good. I love that bit of target fire. Forces the storm onto an ineffective play. Bang, bang! Double Widow Mine shot onto the Stalkers. Storm at least softened up a few Marines, and Bunny's still running, but the reinforcements are coming through. And I think he is going to be having plenty to deal with this for in the near future. And the Ghost Academy coming up as well, which is only going to come to your aid. Get those ghosts out. They are only going to be extremely beneficial compared to what we're seeing right now. Templars pulled back down. A couple goes coming through. Marine Medevac building as well. And the extra few Zealots continue to build up also here as we settle in. the mines pushing, Stalker's taking damage, the Ghost and the +1 armor coming through as well. Storm, a little bit of bio taking damage, a few shots coming about. And Prism overhead. Continue to move about here. Marine Marauder Wouldamine coming up. Next in the orbs, figuring out where to go. The Prism wants to head forward. Viking going to fire one shot off down to the Prism straight away. +1 attack coming online. A couple of Wouldamines and Medivac still building in. Marines and the Ghost too. Bunny is, like I say, I like his army. You got Ghosts, you got Mines, you've got 1-1 to 0-0. You've got more army supply. Like, everything points towards Bunny here as the Storm Drop gets 9 SCVs. It finally gives ZOUN a worker lead. The kind of worker lead you're meant to be on from the start as the Protoss. It's a good Storm from the side, and you get some free damage before this begins. Drain some of that Medivac energy, but the Wouldamines will settle themselves into a position that should allow us to press forward here. Is that our Ghost all out of energy, though? We don't have any Ghost energy left. Maybe you're a bit afraid still to push on through, actually. So maybe, just maybe, this is still a doable fight for ZOUN. He runs in. The Wouldamines put some work in. Storm is absolutely looking good. He just does not have enough in the slightest. EMP hits those 2 High Templar as well. They're going to become an Archon. Oh, still had another Storm. My goodness. He morphs another Archon from those 2 High Templar. Bunny is not breaking through this, guys. He is going to get held off and held back. A couple new Ghosts on the way. I mean, we saw a lot of very good Storms here from ZOUN. Now he's out of Storms. Now he has no High Temple on the map. He just warped one in. That's the Observer turns around to fight the Stalkers. Obviously, Ghosts regenerating energy. EMPs onto those Archons are going to be huge. If you can take the Archons out super quickly, a lot of the tech that remains in this game right now for your opponent is just going to fall away very quickly as the bio recollects in the center once again. Where are we going to go? Stalkers blink back. A Templar drops in. Another Storm. Another Storm hitting a Marine or two. Bunny didn't manage to push in earlier. Can he push it now when he's on more equal supply than before? He didn't stim here yet, by the way. Those Marines that they pull back are kind of moving slowly. Finally, we start to come in. ZOUN's kind of flanking from the other side. We do have some EMPs. We're going to start dropping some of this off. Oh, we knocked down the rocks! We knocked down the rocks and we jump on the Immortals. That's going to be a play. Okay. That ain't bad at all, is it? Alright, I like that a little bit more than what we were seeing beforehand. That gives us a little bit more hope, perhaps, as Bunny gets a bunch of the tech units there, takes them out. ZOUN's economy now huge, by the way. 70 probes. Did we just pull the boys? I think he just pulled the boys off the natural in the third. I think the SCVs are coming to help us out to try and break through this position. Here they are, SCVs showing up. We do not have EMPs available, so we do not have a way to really shoot through the Archons super quickly. I love that we're fighting here already. High Templar finds the Storm from the high ground. We're stimming in again. There's one High Templar left on the high ground. Bunny sees it because of the Medivacs and the Vikings. That's not a bad Storm at all, hitting a lot of the Medivacs too, but there's no follow-up onto it. Bunny needs to win now because he just gave up 35 workers to be able to keep on pushing. I don't think it's going to happen. I think ZOUN's got a defense, honestly, coming through. His army supply is getting closer and closer once again. He starts a Colossus behind all of this. Now Bunny is a 16 SCV Terran player who had all of the advantages at one point in this game, and ZOUN pulled off some pretty ridiculous defenses. And Bunny just could not attack in. He committed to attacking in to end the game, and he just couldn't find the fight. And there was just so many good Storms, I think, is the problem. He had a few too many at any point in time for him to just truly have enough to push on through. ZOUN takes his second 2-0 lead of the day as we go to Magnatha to potentially round out our day of competition here in the WardiTV Summit Championship Round of 16, Group C. It's definitely a very different series from what we saw between Bunny and ZOUN earlier. ZOUN looking for the revenge match reverse. The typical StarCraft 2 curse that happens. You win the first series, you lose the rematch. What's up, Basika? How you doing? Thank you so much for the 35-month resub on the Prime as well. Appreciate you. Thanks so much for resubscribing. Am I missing someone? He didn't get in the lobby yet. Wrong. Boom, boom. Alright. Thank you so much for the resub on the Prime. If you guys are enjoying the stream today in the WardiTV Summer Championship, do consider supporting it. It is a struggle to keep on putting on these events. Prize money is not easy to come by. Your support helps us to, again, make events like this happen. So if you want to support it, exclamation mark Patreon in the chat, patreon.com/WardiTV, or just support by subscribing and all the usual stuff. All of it helps, and all of it allows us to keep on running these tournaments. There's a very real chance these tournaments don't continue, because, like I say, it's not easy to find prize money at the moment. Ad revenue's a little bit down, viewership's a little bit down, so if you do enjoy it, do support it, because, like I say, it ain't a guarantee, it's not a given. Thanks for listening to the little sellout section, as we have in the bottom right. The blue Protoss player here, it is ZOUN, and in the top left-hand side, the red Terran player will be Bunny. Magnatha could be the final game of the day. It's been a fun group. I feel like actually the last 5 games have been maybe the least exciting. This last one between Bunny and ZOUN was pretty exciting, but yeah, the start of the day was pretty wild as well. Probably turning back home after doing some scouting early. They see the factory coming up. This will be finishing CC in the factory, building as well. Just going to be seeing the probe coming over. Stalker gathering around. The Cyclone hitting a little bit, and damage being done. We'll get mining away. We just wait for the extra barracks to come through as we continue to settle this down for the moment. Comes that medevac then zooping across the map. Into position here. And heading down to that bottom right hand side. It's trying to get into place. Like on these 4 Marines have been a very fun opening lately. Stalker's going to get that. Medevac takes a few shots. Good defense from ZOUN. Not going to let anything happen super early on. So Bunny unable to break through there. Stalker step over. It's going to see all those barracks pumping out Marines, the medevac and the tank on the way through as well, so bringing all of that up. The Temple Archive's halfway done, the gateway is finishing soon. Medevac boosts out from the main and comes across for the moment. Well, big push. It's on ahead through. There go the SCVs. They're going to start getting pulled across into this as well. Stalker's already counterattacking around the dark, shutting down reinforcements, although not easily. Tank actually gets a couple of kills. Well, here comes the rest of this push. Can ZOUN shut down enough? Trying desperately to again get rid of the tank there. You can see the value he has in just reducing the tank count down. If it's just Marines that are left, it feels so much more manageable. SCVs need to not give themselves up too freely there. Batteries have already done some serious work. 2 new batteries coming up. Charge will be done soon. We do start warp in Zealots. Lose this gateway at the front. Again, Charge coming back around the other side. High Temple coming through. Archon's morphing. Obviously, Bunny setting up this position, which we've seen set up a few times already, but it has been broken out of as... Man, Bunny's had some really cool builds today, but I feel like he's just running shy at the end. Fighting a few Marines going damage. Couple tanks going down. See the Cyclone falling as well. We are going to be seeing an easy cleanup here from ZOUN. And that might just do it for the series. GG says Bunny. ZOUN 3, Bunny 0. Similar vibe today as it was yesterday, where the start of the day was actually really cool, very interesting. And as the day went on, it just got a little bit more one-sided. Cool group though. It's going to be Hero and ZOUN to advance, making it 3 Protoss and 3 Terrans in the round of 8. Tomorrow they'll be joined by 2 of Classic, Spirit, Nightmare, and Percival. Honestly, it could be 2 more Protoss out of that group. Classic and Nightmare looking good lately, although Percival's also look good. I do not think it's a fun group for Spirit, mind you, so I do think that's going to be a little bit of a tough one. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today. This was the WardiTV Summer Championships Group C. Thanks so much for dropping by, hanging out, and supporting if you resubbed and so on. We appreciate you. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another day of StarCraft 2. I'm gonna go chill. My brain is frazzled. Time for a breather. Alright guys, thanks so much. Appreciate you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow.